A few years ago, Mike Klum came out of nowhere from the top turnbuckle, delivering a flying elbow drop that no one was expecting. Fresh off the battle bus, he deployed a cinematic experience that really kind of took the internet by storm, a professional, extraordinary documentary on Boogie 2988. And since then, it'd been radio silence. But there were some whispers and some information floating around about his next project that he was hard at work on, a documentary covering EDP445, Eat That Pussy 445. And now, it's here. Well, the trailer is. He just dropped the trailer for it, The Sick Mind of EDP, and the full documentary is scheduled for August 9th. And I'm gonna spill the beans here, cat's out of the bag. I've seen the whole thing. Not only have I seen the entirety of the documentary, I've even seen the fucking Snyder Cut version of it, of things that didn't make it. It is legitimately unbelievable. And to be clear, this isn't a documentary that just aims to slopify a criminal, which EDP is. And he openly admits to, I think it was like close to 20 crimes throughout the entirety of the documentary. It might have been more. He himself openly admits to tons of crimes. And the documentary isn't just like a piece of entertainment to point and laugh at EDP. It tells the whole story and showcases the dangerously delusional, violent predator that he is, and brings in like professionals to also talk about it as well. It's not just like this, goofy piece or anything. It is covering a genuinely dangerous, evil person. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised for renewed interest from the authorities after this documentary comes to light here, because I'm not kidding or exaggerating. He brazenly admits to so many crimes, confirming his intent behind so many things in regards to children. Like, I don't know how these things could just be ignored by authorities when he himself is just fucking bragging about it and going into detail on all of it. So that way there's no confusion or guesswork or anything. There's even a section where Mike talks to like a lawyer about all of this and like, hey, what would you say to EDP? And immediately he says, stop doing the documentary, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, there's no trailers because my premium had failed.
So what advice would I give to EDP445? You need to stop doing this documentary.
That's a piece of it, but he was expressing confusion that he would even agree to do this because he is just outwardly admitting to all of these crimes, with no remorse, like even just casually talking about his crimes and like his intent and everything. It is shocking. Like, genuinely, like, I'm not using that as like a buzzword. It was shocking to watch this. And Mike Klum financed this entire thing out of his own pocket for the better part of 2 years. And the quality here, it's indistinguishable from like...
They usually do. They usually finance it out of their own pocket. Like, that's how YouTubers usually do it. They pay for it out of their own money. Hollywood or no studio, they don't get any backup from anybody. And even if they do, they keep that a secret. So this is not on the same level as Kane Parsons or Corey Barker, the directors of Backrooms and Obsession, respectively.
The biggest budget documentaries that you'll find, like Netflix documentaries. It's an incredible work here. Like, this is his magnum opus. Like, this was a 2.5 year-ish project, and the work that went into it, man, the thousands of hours, it shows. I really wouldn't be surprised if EDP does end up in handcuffs after this premieres. Like, I know that's probably like really, over the top to even think something like that's a possibility. But when you watch this documentary, you'll see what I mean. He openly talks about his crimes that he got away with. And the documentary doesn't pull any punches or shy away from it. Mike Klum shows you all of it, and EDP himself doesn't shy away from it. He admits to all of it numerous times. Some crimes I didn't even know he'd committed, he talks about. I just don't know how the local law enforcement would plug their ears and shield their eyes to it. Like, he openly brags about it. You'll always...
It's because there's no way to prosecute him. Because the way that YouTube and so-called predator catcher, predator poachers went about it is they basically engaged in entrapment. Is when you get somebody to do something they wouldn't otherwise do, and that activity becomes illegal. And then I'm getting paranoid. Think about this. You get basically that so-called innocent person, and use the person that's innocent, not that EDP is innocent, but you get the innocent person to do something that they would not normally do. That is to commit a crime. And this is the police. The police or any law enforcement has to get somebody who is innocent to do something illegal that they, under normal circumstances, would not do. So, if the police show up and they show up with some cocaine and they get, even if it's known to be an addict, and they get the addict to stop, and there's proof that the addict has sought help, that he's attended his meetings, he's got psychiatric help and got therapy, and he's been off of the drug for quite some time, and the police were giving him a little dose for the hopes that he will relapse. The police are engaging in entrapment because otherwise, if said cocaine was not presented to him, he would not have consumed it. And that's backed up by evidence of the therapy, backed up evidence that the defendant of said user could convince the court that if the police had not shown up with the cocaine, the known addict would not have consumed cocaine because the addict was not actively looking for it. He was actually trying to go about his rehab and basically stay away from it while attending his therapies and to get help. Basically, he sought help and he was getting help, and he wasn't doing anything to remotely even look like he was actively seeking the drug that he used to, that he's on paper addicted to. That is the cocaine. So that's just an example, and I make that example because that has been actually done, not with cocaine maybe, most likely it has, but, with people who were addicted, the police have presented them with the drug that they know that they were addicted to for hopes that they will become re-addicted, and therefore they can, try to prosecute. Anyway, that's basically a basic case of entrapment. They more or less did that. That is predator poachers. They approached Biggie, EDP445 with trying to get him to confess. They themselves didn't actually have any actual proof, and that's why Chris Hansen said they botched the whole operation. That means they fucked up.
Remember, they almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow, and he just keep going on and on and on about all of these crimes. Like, he's not a ghost, he's not fucking DB Cooper, he is
Except Captain Jack Sparrow, they had flat out evidence that he pretty much committed his theft crimes or whatever. Like Captain Jack Sparrow, and this is done in pirate times, not that it's real, but let's face facts. Pirates of the Caribbean being actually loosely based on actual pirates. When they tried pirates back in the 1700s, first of all, the system was not what it is today, and secondly, they had somewhat evidence. And the pilot could pretty much admit that he or she had committed some crime. And in fact, Jack Sparrow actually sometimes did. But that's because they had actual evidence on Jack Sparrow. They didn't really have full-blown evidence on EDP. I mean, they did have evidence of the messages, but they didn't have any evidence of actual interactions other than virtual, that is, over the phone, text messages, interactions. There was no physical contact, despite his so-called attempts to meet up with what turned out to be decoys, similar to Chris Hansen's How to Catch a Predator. Or to catch a predator, whatever title.
Proudly talking about it, bragging about it. So, like, to me, it feels like there should be, like, a subsequent investigation from the local law enforcement, at the very least, to look into EDP here about all of this shit that is documented and that he talks about as well. But I also really appreciate that Mike Klum is using this documentary to benefit victims of sexual violence. The money that is being raised through this documentary is going directly to RAIN, which is a charity to help victims of sexual violence, which I thought was just such a nice gesture. I think that's just extraordinary. So Mike Klum spent 2.5 years on this, financed out of his own pocket to deliver this masterpiece documentary here, and the money is helping people that could really benefit from it. RAIN is a great charity, and I think that's just super nice. Anyway, though, I've been yapping a lot about it. Let me show you a little bit more of the trailer here. I highly recommend you go check out the whole thing. He has the premiere scheduled if you want to, save a tab for it so you don't miss it.
Fucking to have sex with a 13-year-old is already fucking clear.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI.
I'm not going to get that premium bit rate because I can't afford the premium at the moment. Eventually I will. Shouldn't take this long to load. Think that I can fit in that situation. I don't think.
I have to interject here. I can't resist. It's like an itch I have to scratch because I now that I can yap about it, it's hard not to yap about it because the things EDP says and does throughout this documentary are incomprehensible. I do not think any of you are, you couldn't even fathom like what is in the documentary here. So like that little clip right there where he says verbatim the reason why he wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old is pretty fucking clear. He says shit like that throughout the documentary numerous times with no shame whatsoever. He is just openly talking about it. Like, just openly talking about it. And he, like, the things he agrees to do, like, the shots of him in the orange jumpsuit behind bars and stuff like that. He just actually wanted to do all that. Like, there's a scene in here as well where they're outside of, like, a real prison with him in the jumpsuit. There's a scene where he digs his own grave. Like, it really is a fucking sick mind. Like, EDP is, like, yes, it is, like, you know, become a source of, like, goofs and gags to, like, point and laugh at EDP, but it's important to remember, like, he actually is, like, a dangerous man. Like, he actually is, like, a fucking filthy, degenerate man who is a very not safe person to be around. And there are so many things in this documentary that make that abundantly clear. Now, in the version that we saw when Mike brought it to us at the farm, it was the raw version.
Way too excited about
it couldn't exist on YouTube in that form. So I have no doubt that it's gone through some changes so that way it can stay on the platform. But in the version that we watched, even off rip, like one of the first scenes is Mike and EDP are in a car, EDP's driving, they stop, and then there's some kids outside on the sidewalk nearby because there's a school, and just totally unprompted, out of nowhere, EDP just starts talking really creepily about those children. Like, this is a dangerous predator. And there are multiple instances where he just goes on these fucking monologues, like these sexual-fueled monologues about, like, some unhinged, gross shit. Another thing that becomes very clear in the documentary is his infatuation with the idea of violence. He talks multiple times, a lot really, about how close he is to killing people, like the people he wants to murder. He is glued to the idea of violence. Like, this is an unstable, evil, sick predator. And something Mike did that I thought was a really good idea is he brings in, like, professionals to talk about EDP as well in the documentary and present through it, like that lawyer you heard from a moment ago. And I think that adds a lot to the overall documentary. He also has, like, recreations of his childhood using actors and stuff, which was a pretty, wild endeavor to go through here, to, like, actually hire actors for the documentary, which is why he's calling it a cinematic experience there, because it is like a cinematic experience going through, like, his history, but it is one that is aiming to tell the story of this dangerous man who has got away with unthinkable shit. And I'm hopeful that this will lead to at least some kind of reinvigorated interest in the case of EDP from the authorities. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And at the very least, at least it's benefiting victims of sexual violence through the money that it's raising for RAINN. Anyway, I wanted to yap about this a bit since I saw the trailer went up today. I cannot wait for August 9th for it to drop. Mike Klum really did outdo himself, man. This is a pretty unbelievable documentary. That's really about it. So, yeah.
So let's watch this actual review.
A few
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
The full documentary on EDP445 just dropped, and a lot of people have now had time to finish watching it. As I said, it is a wild ride. It is a depraved, dark look at a monster. Like, EDP445 has become like a meme online, but it's important to remember he is legitimately like a dangerous, unhinged, evil predator. And as people have now seen in this documentary, he is not shy about talking about that. He
I just want to remind everybody that evil creates evil. Yeah.
Unapologetically, with no remorse, even a smile on his face, thinking that he's fucking aura farming every time he talks about the crimes that he's got away with, flaunting the fact that he's not in jail, despite him openly and often talking about his desire to have sex with underage girls.
Why did you show up that day? Why did you go to that location? What did you think was going to happen?
I showed up to that location that day, trying to, obviously meet up with an underage girl. You know what I mean? And I guess you can say, trying to have sex. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
You trying to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
For the most part, yep. People have a tendency.
You see how Chris Handsome is, how he gets in the whole question, doing the interview. He asks questions very strategically, very professionally.
Of doing this.
People can even say Matt Walsh, people like Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro, they get their inspiration from him. Also, they probably studied him. So Chris Hansen.
I feel like because they enjoy the innocence and having control of somebody.
This guy basically he says like a lot, like fucking. He does it all the time. It's like a fucking Gen Z thing.
Sounds like that's what you wanted to do.
Right.
Look at the swirl of the hair.
Nobody your age you could have hung out with.
No.
No women your age you could date. You had to pick on a 13-year-old girl.
This is
pretty much, yeah.
Oh my God, babe, it's a playful spank. You say, when I spank you, it's supposed to be sexy, LOL. If anything, I just bend you over and kiss your ass. Yes, well, maybe, but only if you're a good girl. What are you trying to do here with this?
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Why? It sounds like you're trying to sexually assault a 13-year-old girl.
If that's what it looks like, I guess that's what it is then. I mean,
handcuff you. Throw you in the back.
I mean, I'm not trying to defend EDP, but these are just messages which he hasn't notably actually done any actual acts. He hasn't actually touched anybody. And there's a difference here between this and the normal work that Chris Hansen does. I think normally with the not Dating on NBC, but with Catch a Predator, he goes out for known child molesters. That is, people that actually have been documented by the police because the victims have went to the police with their reporting the crime. Whatever process existed, even if it's so much as messages. All of this reporting was done via YouTube and stuff. These are basically messages and text on YouTube, and which one could argue, wouldn't that still be the same? I mean, because I think some people did take it to the police, but anyway, this is.
Back in my car and bring you back to my dungeon, LOL. You talk about climbing through a window.
Mm-hmm.
You're so hot and cute and even had me jerking off. Were you masturbating when you were talking to her?
Mm-hmm.
You sent her pictures?
Yeah.
You sent her pictures of your penis?
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Right, I know.
It's illegal. Had Alex Rosen not botched this, you might be in prison right now.
Thank God he didn't.
Thank God he did, you mean. If it had Alex Rosen not botched this. Alex Rosen is the creator of Predator Closures, the so-called YouTube crime-catching fanatics that they have to do it for views and likes over justice. If they made it more about justice, then it'd be different.
And this is what I was saying when the trailer dropped. I don't know how authorities would just ignore all of this. Not only is there the overwhelming evidence.
Maybe because nobody went to the authorities first. They went to Alex Rosen, a YouTuber, not the fucking police. Think moist.
And yes, a botched investigation. But now, EDP himself is openly confirming that he did have the intention of having sex with a child. And throughout the documentary, there are so many numerous instances of him saying the same kind of stuff about his desire to have sex with underage kids. How would this not lead to an investigation? I know it's probably naive of me to think that maybe there's a chance that they'll look at this and maybe take action, but really, I can't, my noodle can't even process the idea that he can just openly talk about all of this, and the authorities just go, well, nothing we can do about that, huh? That just doesn't make any sense to me. This is just one example I pulled from because it's just so blatant, and he just keeps reiterating it, confirming not only did he go there with the intention of having sex with what he believed to be a 13-year-old, but then
see a lot of these little annoying ass YouTubers, such as this guy right here. This guy is starting to piss me off. I'm not defending EDP at all. I'm just pissed off at the fact that this numbnuts doesn't seem to know this. You have to go to the police with the dummy. You know this, man. You're just trying to get attention and views. You're doing exactly what Alex Rosen did. You're just trying to get views and clicks and subscribers. You're trying to get attention in all caps. No cap. Attention. With an exclamation mark. You're not trying to do me justice. If you roll, you would do something called report it to the police. Why don't you fucking report it to the police? Get the evidence and report it to the police. As a matter of fact, why don't you get the goddamn police to watch the fucking documentary?
also that he was sending naked pictures, explicit pictures of his penis to what he believed to be a 13-year-old. These are serious crimes. He is admitting to them. There is also, of course, the evidence to confirm all of that. But yes, as mentioned, it was a botched investigation. And I know when the trailer initially dropped, a lot of people were rightfully concerned that maybe the documentary would be taking the stance glorifying vigilante predator catchers, even though in a lot of instances they've been somewhat counterproductive to getting these monsters thrown in jail, because some of them are not doing the work required to actually lead to the convictions. Well, now that the full documentary is dropped, I think it becomes abundantly clear that that is not the stance it's taking. I think Mike Klum does a tremendous job of highlighting that EDP is a great example for vigilante predator catchers. Not all, some of them are not doing the work required, that maybe the documentary would be taking the stance. Trailer initially dropped, a lot of people were rightfully concerned that maybe the documentary would be taking the stance glorifying vigilante predator catchers, even though in a lot of instances they've been somewhat counterproductive to getting these monsters thrown in jail, because some of them are not doing the work required to actually lead to the convictions. Well, now that the full documentary is dropped, I think it becomes abundant.
You hear that? They have not done the work required to lead to convictions because they were trying to do it for attention.
Off the streets. He is someone who has been investigated by numerous vigilante predator catchers and nothing's happened to him. And EDP openly gloats about it. So the documentary doesn't make the vigilante predator catchers look good. Alex Rosen, Skeeter Jean, Gideon, none of them come out of this looking good. There's a lot of, very questionable at best things that happened here in the handling of
At least he admits it. At least this guy admits it.
what is very clearly a dangerous predator here. Yet, the way that they conducted these investigations, it wasn't prosecutable. It didn't lead to EDP's arrest. And that's a fucking issue. It should have gone to authorities instead of being turned solely into content. It's not like a good look there that people were thinking that this documentary was going to be, making it look amazing or anything. It doesn't. It's highlighting a very real problem with it, where when it's not done well, and in a lot of cases it's not, it does lead to very bad people like EDP getting away with these extremely serious crimes.
Because it's not put in the right hands. It's put in the wrong hands. So what he's saying is Alex Rosen of Predator Poachers should have took whatever evidence he had and taking it straight to the police. Actually, the guy before him, I think he went by Code Rooster or something like that. I probably, what was his name again?
So I know initially, like EDP, well, and all thing, it doesn't. It's thinking that this document is into content. It's not like have gone to authorities instead of being asked, and that's a fucking isn't prosecutable. It that they conduct best things that happened here in the handling of what is very clearly a dangerous predator here. Rosen, Skeeter Jean, Gideon, none of them come out of this anti-predator catchers, and nothing's happened to him. And EDP openly gloats about it. So the documentary doesn't make the vigilante predator catchers look good. Alex Rosen, Skeeter Jean, Gideon, none of them come out of this looking good. There's
I think the first one, the one that reported to Alex Rosen. Let me pull up the IMDb page real quick. I used this in my review. Yeah, here was the actual IMDb page. So the first dude that is in the very beginning of the documentary, the one that allegedly began the investigating, and the one that reported to the second guy, our second character, Mr. Alex Rosen. Okay, so Code Waving, Johnny Rodriguez, this guy, Code Waving. See if we can find a picture of, yeah, this guy, yeah. So, Mr. Code Waving here is a YouTuber that he basically was the first to hate on EDP445 and basically, threatened to turn him into the police and tried to get him to admit. So what he did was he made content on his own channel, basically roasting EDP445, saying that what you're doing is illegal, you should be in jail. So how about you confess what you did? Trying to get attention, trying to get views and likes. The same thing that you see during my live streams when you see Eric Weber himself hating on various aspects of Hollywood, including Chris Gore and Alan Aim. Him hating on the grifters. Not saying that Eric is wrong, because often he's actually right, but also going back to the grifters, hating on movies like Supergore and The Odyssey, when said movies don't even need to be hated on. Because people don't care about any type of justice or doing anything about justice. They only care about getting views and likes and attention. It's just like, I call YouTube, it's like wrestling. It's not real fighting. It's just people acting. It's all, it's rigged, it's staged, none of it's real. It's not kickboxing, it's just wrestling. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? It's just for show, man. This guy, he's Latino, but he's gotta have, okay. He's gotta have attention. All this fucker cares about. Can't even reverse your images. He's got old games. Like, you can tell he wants attention. Probably doesn't even have a girlfriend. He doesn't care about actual... Look at this motherfucker's... He's just got pieces to games. Let's just look at what he does. That's just a... See if we can find a video clip.
Never released on the PlayStation 2. I can't believe it. So many people saw my video yesterday, and they are so stupid. They were like,
He's got a New York Italian accent.
Tekken 6 was on a PlayStation 2? No, that was the point of the video yesterday. That was the point of the video that I made. It was never released on the PlayStation 2. No. Holy shit, this guy made a post that said, most underrated games on a PlayStation 2. Tekken 6. That never fucking happened. That literally never.
Yeah, if I could find what this guy is from. I guess this is him when he was fatter. Or had weight. Because he's a Ravens fan. His name is Johnny Rodriguez. Was in Puerto Rico. Johnny Rodriguez. Yeah, it's Puerto Rican.
Johnny Rodriguez,
I seen his videos. I seen this dude's videos.
aka Cold Raven, or some people know me as Cold Raven's Nest. Sadly, still a YouTuber.
Sadly, like you actually are trying to do anything else. Sadly. I guess I'm sadly still a YouTuber as well.
EDP is a chocolate hippopotamus, and I'd like to split his fucking skull. I've been having these feelings for quite some time because he's a manipulative, lying, pretentious, disingenuous, flip-flopping piece.
But you wouldn't split his skull because you don't want to. Because if you did, A, you'd go to prison, and B, you wouldn't be able to make content on him.
Shit, he has no balls.
You see the wrestling.
You're guilty as fuck, homie. You're guilty as
So inside my first video, I came out with just accusations. In the second video, I showed dead proof evidence
So what
This
is
is
this,
from the
man? Come on,
documentary.
ED445. I thought you said you're not a pedo, right?
of him texting 2 to 3 girls, cute, calling them sexy. More girls started coming out and started texting me like, hey, he was also texting me this inappropriate
See if I can copy this link.
stuff. So I looked at his followers list, right? He had around 300 to 400 accounts he was following. The problem with that is around 120 to 130 of these accounts, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds. I knew at this point it was just out of my hands. This is not my expertise. My name is Johnny Rodriguez,
I seen his videos. I seen this dude's videos.
aka Cold Raven, or some people know me as Cold Raven's Nest. Sadly, still
Sadly still a YouTuber. This is Brian Woolen. This is not a good Instagram. I mean LinkedIn page. Hey, you look like absolute shit here. Oh god, that's gross, bro. That's gross. Hot dog. Just saying. This is probably not really him. 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 This is probably not really him self-employed.
There's a lot of, like, very questionable at best things that happened here in the handling of what is very clearly a dangerous predator here. Yet, the way that they conducted these investigations, it wasn't prosecutable, it didn't lead to EDP's arrest, and that's a fucking issue. It should have gone to authorities instead of being turned solely into content. It's not like a good look there that people were thinking that this documentary was going to be, you know, making it look amazing or anything. It doesn't. It's highlighting a very real problem with it where when it's not done well, and in a lot of cases it's not, it does lead to very bad people like EDP getting away with these extremely serious crimes. So I know initially people were rightfully worried that this documentary wasn't going to be taking this serious enough, but I think it's very clear now, if you watch the full documentary, it is handling the very dark, depraved elements of this with, like, genuine care. And the whole thing aims to benefit victims of sexual abuse through RAIN. All of the profits made from the documentary are going directly to RAIN, which is a charity for victims of sexual abuse and helping there. And so I think that's tremendous, and I really appreciate Mike Klum for doing that. And I really do think the documentary handles this very well. Like, yeah, there are obviously some very silly moments in there, like bringing Chris Hansen on is obviously a bit of a spectacle, but also it has EDP opening up to him, and once again, confirming crimes and the intentions behind those crimes. Like, all of this, I feel, is very, I think, compelling evidence for why authorities should be looking into EDP and actually arresting this guy. And like I said, it's not just that. There are other sections in here showcasing his infatuation and obsession, really, with violence, the idea of committing violence against people he doesn't like and things like that. It's not just on, like, the history of his crimes. It explores, like, everything about his life and what he's currently doing and all of that with his life. He also is a very online guy who even has some influencers he says he can't imagine life without. The biggest being Andrew Tate. This guy, he fucking loves him. He's on his titties hard. In his room, he even has Andrew Tate pictures plastered all over it. One of them that says discipline, like Andrew Tate's face with discipline on it, JPEG. And he's got that shit hung up like it's a fucking fireman's calendar. He then, right next to that, has an AI-generated photo of Andrew Tate and Elon Musk and a bunch of other goobers playing poker while he is there in the dark watching porn, talking about his fucking degeneracy that he does in public.
Jordan Peterson, you definitely watch porn. Come on, nigga. Let's stop lying.
Before Married America, Amy was struggling financially as a single parent. She worked as a truck operator, and like 53 million other Americans.
The craziest place I actually did beat my shit is in a fucking Walgreens bathroom. I stole a magazine off the rack, and I went in that bitch, and I just started fucking letting my shit happen in that bathroom. I ain't give a fuck. In the girls' bathroom, by the way.
Why the girls' bathroom?
I wanted to make it, well, I beat off in the girls' bathroom because I wanted to make it that much more fucking pleasurable and fucking intense.
Because the girls would be around?
Hell yeah. You already fucking know.
The way he hits the finger gun after talking about beating his shit in the girl's bathroom, letting his wiener have it, choking the chicken there because he thought there might be some girls around. Like, come on. Like, look how proud he seems of it. He's, like, giddy about this. And that is his attitude throughout the whole documentary while openly talking about his crimes. And like I said, it is fully exploring like everything about EDP, looking into the mind of a fucking sick psychopath, dangerous predator.
I mean, I'm kind of agreeing with that psychologist or whatever, that lawyer that said that EDP shouldn't have went forward with the documentary. And I think he was saying that because as a lawyer, he's kind of giving up his right. He could be giving up his rights in a way. Because you're kind of like revealing stuff. Kind of admitting to things that they could use later on in cases. Especially if it's a documentary. Because this documentary, let's face facts, it's used to like maybe possibly create a case against EDP445. Possibly. Not saying it will, but if there's a case that's created in the future, it's going to be due to this documentary. Because people are going to push for people to invest, for the law enforcement to investigate it. Maybe even the FBI. Just saying. Saying it's possible. I'm not going to condone EDP445. I'm not going to like take its side. I'm just really more fascinated with how YouTubers tend to try to get attention. Like, my whole shtick on my channel is why YouTubers try to get attention. They use YouTube to get attention instead of getting an actual job. Now, I looked up this guy. His full name is Christopher Charles White Jr. This is his Wikipedia. It's called Critical. I'm sorry, I got his name on. Charles Christopher White Jr. CCW. Born 3 years after I was. I was born on August 13th. He was born on August 2nd. So I'm 3 years older than him. About 3 years and a week older than him. My birthday. I just had my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Of course, this is the mention of one of his YouTube channels. The ones that I watch anyway, because it's the ones I catch his movie reviews. Movie reviews. So that in quotation marks. He's of course got his own little business, and well, here's his website, wow, his signature is just as lazy as his fucking pictures, man. That this dude is like, look at his expression. This is his website where he sells things. Apparel. Look at his expression. This dude like couldn't care less with the long hair and the same mustache. He's got to trim it at some point because you got to maintain it. Trust me, I know. But he flat out looks like Jesus here. He's got to have a band somewhere. And I'm making fun of him a bit. Don't come at me with the fucking copyright, buddy, okay? I'm fucking cleaning your URLs in my description of the slash room, okay? Just saying. And this looks like a good comic book. I thought about, since it's $5, maybe ordering a comic book and seeing how it is, because it might be good. God Slap might be good. I'm not going to say it isn't, but I thought about ordering the first issue, or issue number 1 sometime when I get the money, just to see how it is. This is obviously hung up in his background somewhere. God Slap, issue number 2, cover B. And issue number 2 will be the Bad Egg edition. Let's organize this stuff. Anyway, yeah, so I have to get both of those just to compare. Anyway, that's his website. I thought that was interesting. He's slightly smiling in this. He looks like he's Asian or something. What is this? Sees early and post-war life. He attended Carroll Everyday School, basketball team, attended and graduated bachelor's degree in human sciences. They focus on exercise physiology. Basically, he didn't have a major. Human sciences, fucking weird. I sound like EDP right now. Okay, that's why he's into crime. Why didn't you just go into criminal justice? Internet career began in 2006, so whether only started making YouTube videos in 2006 when he first opted to discuss anime as well as gaming music videos to his old channels. Just TV. Yeah, I know. I've definitely seen those. I forget to make one. It's kind of long to make one. Like, it's just copyright violations. I love it. I do love it. I think it's a lot that it's different. That's why I decided I didn't want to make one of these AMVs, because I was afraid that YouTube would just take it down due to copyright violations, alleged copyright violations, I might add. But I'm kind of tempted to make one. Anyway, let's get back to the show here.
And he does have some influencers that he is like very much a huge fan of. It's not just Andrew Tate. There is even a section where he likes to make a special mention and shout out for them. Now, one of them that he really hates is me. He fucking despises me, which is great. I would be ashamed if EDP was a fan. I would actually be inconsolable if I learned that EDP liked my shit. So, me making his bitch list is, I think...
Would you quit YouTube if he did like your shit?
Very prestigious. Like, I'm very, very happy about that. But here's the people that he likes.
Introduce you guys to the real fucking gangsters of the fucking internet, you know what I mean? First up, we got Andrew Tate. He likes to preach about men and women not being equal, because they're not fucking equal. Next up, we got my motherfucking main bitch, Donald fucking Trump. We got my man, Joe Rogan. This guy's a fucking beast, man. I love this bald-headed ass bitch, you know what I mean? We got Fresh and Fit. In his podcast, he's always shitting on fucking women. Yeah, it's fucking, I love that bitch. Andrew Tate's brother, so yeah, you already fucked. That's enough said. On to my motherfucking main nigga, Ben Shapiro. Listen to him, and you'll be great in life. Sneeko, guy is cool as fuck. Sneeko, if you're watching this shit, come on out to Vegas, man. I'll treat you to some fucking tacos. Next up, we got Pearl Davis. Love this hoe, because she shits on women, and she is a fucking woman, you know what I mean? These are the certified OGs of the internet, and I couldn't imagine a world without them.
Zoinks. So yeah, this is a very deep look into EDP's life and everything about him, everything that he's done, and everything that he admits to doing. Like, it is... Like, I really don't know how else to describe it beyond just... It is fucking sickening. And the fact that he is not in jail is nothing shy of an affront to God. It is, I think, just inexcusable that he is not behind bars. And hopefully, again, I understand it might be naive, but hopefully this can lead to more investigating into EDP and a subsequent arrest. He openly admits to so many crimes. It's just... I can't recommend this documentary enough. I know EDP's name has been turned into a meme, but it is important to remember. This is a dangerous monster. This is a vile predator. And this documentary highlights that. I think Mike Klum did an amazing job. I think it's fantastic work. And I really do appreciate that all of the proceeds are going to a good cause. Like, I think that's a really nice cherry on top. So I highly recommend you watch the full thing. I'll, of course, put a link to it in the description of this video. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah.
Goodbye.
The Google Career Certificate helped me develop skills to get my first job, but then it really served to be the foundation for the rest of my career. I was at a job for 4 years. The Google Career Certificate helped me develop.
I mean, I'm sharing, at least.
Oh my God. Okay, I just got done watching the Sick Mind of EDP445, the EDP445 documentary. Came out at 7, and I checked it out. I watched the whole thing, all the way through. And I must say, when I saw the trailer looked like something from Netflix, from HBO. You know, it looked very professional. We had Ryan Day to play the game. Bars! Album dropping next week. Pre-order now. Mike Klum, on a professional level, it was an excellent documentary. I like your style. I couldn't differentiate between yours and a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar company doing it. I did watch the Boogie 2988 documentary you did. That was very good also. This one, I think people are going to be entertained by more just because of the nature of who it is and how wild he is in certain aspects. Now, look. Yo. This documentary dives into like key aspects of his life. You know, his sports fandom, his wrestling fandom, you know, and his YouTube channel. And of course, him getting caught twice. His reasons for doing what he did are found out. He explains it plainly in plain English as how only EDP can of why he did what he did. And it's something straight out of a Chris Hansen episode of To Catch a You Know What. Loneliness, desperation, and some darker things. He admits to a lot of stuff in this. Like, there's a lawyer that was in the trailer, and he tells, like, in the trailer, he's like, if I could tell, like, do not do this documentary. And the stuff he's admitting to, I'm just like, yo, if he gets a knock on his door tomorrow, matter of fact, tonight, by the 3-letter agency that begins with FBI, with F. I said that wrong, with F. I wouldn't be surprised. There were some technicalities, some technical issues with the first situation. And then the second one, I think there was an issue too, but also the police wouldn't answer as far as why he wasn't prosecuted or arrested or anything. So because
the police often try to save face, to try to, prevent anybody from trying to have a negative opinion of them, so they don't even want to bother answering. We know why. Because they couldn't prosecute him, and they don't want to bother explaining why. Because they themselves probably didn't believe it, Also, it's YouTube.
He dodged the bullet twice, and it's a dark, sad, effed up story. It really is. It's just like, yo, man, this is wild. Like, okay, so a lot of you watch YouTubers, and I'm a YouTuber that watches a lot of YouTubers. And it's crazy because there's the aspect of understanding being a YouTuber. And then there's also the aspect of, at the same time, I'm a fan of YouTubers. So when you come up watching people for several years and you see this stuff happen, man, it's kind of like even when you see it with big time celebrities, it's like, it's such a letdown. And it's so sad to see certain stuff happen to people, man. It's wild. I told you guys before, I spoke to him a couple of times on Instagram phone call. He's always nice, always cordial. If you watch the documentary, a lot of the time, he's just a nice guy. But then there's the other times, you know what I'm saying, in the documentary. And I only saw the nice guy those couple of times I spoke to him. And, But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes nice people hide some dark secrets, and I'm just like, yo, man.
Accelerated online tech degrees, ECPI University.
I couldn't spend 4 years earning a bachelor's. ECPI lets me do it in 2.5.
Real-world simulations help you stay engaged.
ECPI University is actual, tangible.
I mean, he's right. He's out of line, but he's right.
His health is also really bad. And when I tell you bad, like the way they talked about it, they talked about his health like he might not be here in the next couple of years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I don't know how you guys are looking at that. You know, some people might be looking at that as karma or whatever. And he doesn't seem to be doing anything about it. You know, it's, I told you, it's dark, sad, effed up, crazy. If you just looking to get shot.
In essence, viewer discretion advised. Very, very, very strongly advised.
Watch the documentary. If you're a fan of documentaries, watch the documentary. You know what I mean? If you used to watch EDP and you want to know more, watch the documentary. If you want to look into the mind of a person that would do those things, watch the documentary. A lot of stuff is covered. A lot of stuff is covered. And there's other YouTubers in there. And it's... Scarlett walked in on the tail end of it. She was just, you watching that? And I was like, yeah. She was like, I don't know if I can watch it. Like, I don't want to be disturbed. Oh, well. I would suggest that you don't then, Scarlett. Yeah. I would give this, you know what I mean, on a professional level, the way the man did the documentary, it's like a 4 or 5 out of 5. Like, he did a great job documenting this thing. And he spent 2 years with him. 2 years. I was like, wow, he just didn't sit down for a couple of interviews. Like, you want to tell you, like, this is the guy you call for a documentary. He spent that many years? 2 years? Wow. That's a man who knows how to document something. So, I look forward to more documentaries from you, Mike Klum. And, yeah, everybody go check it out. I'll put the link in the description box. It's interesting, compelling, dark, sinister, crazy, wild, sad. You know, it's all of that stuff. I'll talk to y'all later.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life. Describe what you want and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now.
This guy is trying to make himself the final boss of the entire internet.
Alright guys, I wasn't going to talk about the situation. A couple people in my Discord mentioned it to me, and then I saw Moist Critical do a video on it. EDP.
I'm gonna watch a shorter one. Here you go.
This interview is one of the most disturbing things I have ever heard. I don't think you can watch it on YouTube because it's so disturbing. This is some of the most disgusting shit you will ever see from EDP. It's awful and it's difficult to watch. With that said, here we go.
Why did you show up that day? Why did you go to that location? What did you think was going to happen?
I showed up to that location that day, trying to obviously meet up with an underage girl. You know what I mean? And I guess you can say trying to have sex. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
You trying to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
For the most part, yep. People have a tendency of doing this, I feel like, because they enjoy the innocence and having control of somebody. You know?
Sounds like that's what you want.
Right.
Nobody your age you could have hung out with.
No.
No women your age you could date. You had to pick on a 13-year-old girl.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my God, babe, it's a playful spank. You say, when I spank you, it's supposed to be... Yes, well, maybe, but only...
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Well, it sounds like...
I mean...
Handcuff you. Masturbating when you were talking to her?
Mm-hmm.
You sent her picture?
I don't know.
It's illegal. Had Alex Rosen not bought...
Okay.
If it was where I belong, I'd be in shackles right now, so...
But I have to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Had this been me doing an investigation, your EDP445 ass would be in prison now.
Just where it began.
EDP is clearly in trouble here. What he did was wrong. And
I don't know what's up with the music being added to this.
And under a different set of circumstances against the law. The fact that the decoy posing as Sophie sent the first message would make the case virtually unprosecutable in my world, in the world of law enforcement. The adult always has to make the first approach. Otherwise...
So I don't know much about the Alex Rosen guy, but he does a lot of this investigation on this, and he sets a lot of people up, and he did set up EDP445. And I remember that story happening. I thought that EDP was in jail. I thought he was locked up. But apparently was wrong about that. And the fact that this guy, I don't know, I guess there's a legal loophole that he didn't get locked. It's like he's admitting it right here on camera. Many of you have said is this AI? It's not AI. This is a real dude who really got busted for this. I remember this story happening. He has a full documentary out right now that I do not believe is even available on YouTube because it's so disgusting and some of the stuff is...
Yes, it is. It's available. You need to quit fucking around, buddy. You know damn well it is. Right here.
Is so disgusting in it. But for him to sit there on camera and admit this stuff is fucking crazy to me. I am truly blown away that this guy is able to walk the streets freely, admitting that he was targeting a 13-year-old girl. How is this possible? So I just wanted to show everybody that because it was very disturbing. And there is more information if you're interested. But if you do look into this story with EDP, it's really bad. But I do think that there's a part of this that is very important for parents and children to be aware of, to educate. Because as the internet continues to grow, and you have Discord, and you have Twitter, and you have Instagram, and you have Facebook, and all these messaging apps, and people have instant access to all of these people. You have to educate your children, and parents need to understand, because a lot of parents are out of touch with how the internet operates, and a lot of parents don't understand what's going on. And that is a big concern for everybody. You know, protect your kids, understand how crazy things are on the internet right now. And some freak like this who had, I don't know, I think he might have had millions of subscribers at his peak on YouTube, I think. So even if he's this big, fat, ugly loser, he had millions of people watching his videos and subscribing to his channel. And people become fans, people become connected, whatever. And people need to be aware of just how dangerous this shit is. So there you have it.
Start learning on the go today with Coursera Plus. Unlock unlimited access to over 10,000 courses and certificates from experts like Google, Meta, and more. Get
YouTube
started
is
with a
trying to
7-day
take it
free
down.
trial. Subscribe today.
They're trying to take it down. YouTube is trying to take the shit down.
Want to help us test it out?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your favorite color?
Lavender.
Favorite animal?
So I'm going to try to use somewhat vague language in this video just because it is a rather sensitive topic, and also I don't want YouTube to censor it or anything. But you guys have probably seen EDP had a documentary because, you know, a few years back, it was found out that he was a PDF file. Now, what's weird and interesting about the way the internet reacts to things, especially Gen Z, is that we normalize things unintentionally because...
Why can't you say the word pedophile? I don't get that. Now, never mind brainwash, never mind, like, protecting kids' health. My mother was not afraid to use that word. You gotta teach kids how to use it, but come on. He's a fucking pedophile. Just say it. If you want to say the word fuck on YouTube, say pedophile. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, here's my fucking suggestion to you. Stop, if you're gonna forbid people, if you're gonna flag people or remove people or censor people from using the word pedophile and child sex trafficking or child molestation, also consider words like fuck and shit. Censor people for that. Yeah, I know I just got demonetized, but fuck it.
Because we make jokes or memes about literally everything. That's how we process or handle the absurdity of life and sort of things that are just so dark that you have no other choice but to use dark humor for to sort of like digest all the evils of the world, right? And so the thing about child predators is it's one of the only things that everybody agrees on. It doesn't matter what political ideology you hold. It doesn't matter what religion, anything. Like everyone universally agrees that child predators need to be locked up for life and that they shouldn't be out on the streets, whatever. And so it's like, we all agree about this. But what's weird is like, I just feel like the sentiment in society has shifted a little bit towards like, let's make a joke out of this. So EDP goes on this documentary and it's Chris Hansen, and I didn't actually watch the full documentary. I watched a bunch of clips. I watched Moist Critical's video on it. And there was one clip in particular where it's like EDP, like he just straight up, well, first off, the dude is taunting at all of us. He's mocking us. He is making fun of, you know, regular people in society because he's not in jail. And it's kind of like, I'm not supporting him, but it's kind of smart on his end because it makes him, I don't know how to explain it. I think the general people just meme him more and don't take him seriously more because it's like he's trolling 24/7. You know, they asked him, Chris Hansen is like straight up asking this guy, what were your intentions when you went to go meet up with a presumably, what was it, like 13-year-old girl or something? It's just disgusting. I don't even like talking about this, but he straight up admits like, yeah, my intentions were to, you know what? And this type of stuff, it's like, it gets turned into a profit because it's for a documentary. I'm not really sure what the benefit of this documentary is. You can't really say, it's to spread the word or like for exposure and to like show people, because it's like, dude, everyone knows that child predators are terrible. You know, like I don't really understand what, like maybe it's bringing attention to the fact that police aren't the best at like handling this stuff and we need to get better. I don't know, but it just seems like, and I've realized this even with people making videos about it, and I know I'm a hypocrite for saying this, but it's like people are profiting off of like righteous indignation, right? They're like, ooh, I'm mad at this person, I'm better than this person, yada yada yada. But what I don't understand is like the only goal, the only solution to making these things public is really ultimately to arrest these like heinous people. That should be the goal. But what we do is like we make it entertainment. We make it something that allows us to feel better about ourselves. Like a lot of people, they're addicted to
bully, basically. Bully, cyberbully.
Not addicted, but like it's their guilty pleasure, like watching predators get caught. And it's like, yeah, of course everyone like that's every single person. If you ask them if they like watching that, like most of them will say yeah. And I don't actually think it's because of good reasons. I think it's a lot of people genuinely just are like, oh, I'm down on luck in my life. Like things aren't going my way. Oh, let me watch a video of a guy who's just a million times worse than me so I can feel better about myself. And it's not about, oh, let's actually stop this criminal. Of course, this isn't true for everyone, but I've made a short form video about it. And it's just like, with social media, there's so many opportunities for, you know, chasing views, which then get you partnerships and money and all this stuff. And
this program has been designed to teach anyone who's interested in learning technical support fundamentals, computer networking, operating systems, system administration, IT infrastructure services, and IT security.
I got a chance to. Why aren't you calling the police?
The one thing that I've noticed, especially in first world countries, is that everyone is in this like morally righteous competition. And when you watch this, like I swear, Gideon, you guys probably know Gideon. He kind of changed his career. I don't know exactly. I don't follow him, but he tries to catch child predators and set them up, which I think is a net positive for society, right? He's exposing these people. But even he came out in a video and he said, the thing is, you guys just like the storyline. You actually don't care about the victims. You don't care about anything. Exactly. He's like, everyone just likes the storyline. And I tend to agree with him. It's like people want like the bad guy to go against, not because they actually give a crap about, you know, the harm that he's doing in the world, but more so makes them feel better about themselves, keeps them entertained, all this stuff. And that's all you see on the internet, bro. It's every single time. It's like, let's troll this person, this person, this person. If you've noticed, this is more true on TikTok than it is on Instagram, but like when there's a creator and the creator gets big on TikTok, while they're on the rise, everyone loves them. And like when they haven't made it yet, everyone loves them and they're getting so much support and it's all amazing. And then once they hit a certain threshold where like they've just consistently been in the public eye and people are constantly seeing them, all of a sudden they just get a bunch of hate. This most recently happened with Haskell, if you guys know who that is. But it's like, they love you until you're winning so big that it's like, oh, screw this guy. Like he's successful and he's not even doing anything that difficult. I'm not saying I'm like some giant person on the internet, but it certainly happened with me. Like I remember with TikTok, there was 1 week where I gained 115,000 followers in 1 week, which was like insane. And it's like you gain traction really fast. And then all of a sudden, like once you are no longer niche or whatever, like I still definitely am niche, but once you become somewhat of a familiar face and people think they can do the same thing as you or whatever, they hate you. Now, what's the point of me saying this in relation to the EDP documentary? It's just that everyone goes on the internet for recreational misery. What is recreational misery? Oh, I'm miserable in my own life, so I'm going to go online, or I'm going to try to find a person, an ideology, something to hate online. And it's just the lowest hanging fruit to go to these videos. And it's like people will say, oh, I'm entertained by watching like pedophiles get caught. I'm like, dude, I'm disturbed by it. Quite frankly, I think it's disgusting. I think that, like you don't, I mean, I'm sure you guys probably feel the same way, but it's like, we've all seen some of those videos and you almost physically feel ill when you're looking at these like just evil humans and you're like disgusted by it and you're happy because they're probably going to go to jail. They don't all the time, but you're at least hoping that they go to jail. But then it's like, what happens is you can have multiple motives at play at once. Like you can be like happy that that person is getting, that justice will be served, or you're hoping that justice will be served. But then also you're like, ooh, I enjoy watching this because you know what, as shitty as my life is, even though I'm in all this debt and even though, you know, I'm struggling in life right now, I just want to use this as like a way to make myself feel better about me. And so it's crazy because I already know people are going to watch this video and like not get what I'm saying and totally try to pretend like I'm defending these people, which I'm.
Yeah, because you're not actually getting to the point. So, I mean, I do the same thing, so I can't really like hate on him. I'd be a hypocrite if I did. I do the same thing. It's hard to process your thoughts and decide what word choice to include. So it's like, you know, you got to get to the point. But he did better than. I guess this is a review, but at least his is shorter than mine by an entire. Mine is like over half as long as his. So
not.
More than half.
I think that the work that Gideon and Chris Hansen did and all these various people, 100% net positive, they need to continue and expose these people. But it's like we need to acknowledge that society is just in a spot where the average person is not doing well. And then, you know, it leads to everyone going on the internet saying all this crap. And then it's like, what's funny too is with EDP specifically, I don't think with any of the other people, it's just because he was famous beforehand. It's like, dude, it's just such a meme. It's such a joke. It's like the Charlie Kirk stuff. It's like, it's such a joke that like people don't realize, even though of course everyone's like, yeah, it's evil. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. On the surface, it's always, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Like, I honestly don't find that type of stuff funny. I don't find jokes about, people that are literally harming children funny. And we do this with everything, bro. Everything. If somebody, anytime a famous person has something happen to them, they don't even have to pass away. They could just have something happen to them. It's like, go in their comment section for the next 2-3 years. And everyone is just trolling the crap out of them. And it's like,
in today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills updated. That's why at University of Maryland Global Campus,
it's actually not as, like, I don't think people realize that they're kind of being malicious. They don't actually mean it to be malicious. They mean it to be funny, but the butt of the joke always has truth to it. And it's always that, oh, I want to make you feel bad so I can feel better about myself. It's just like internet cyberbullying. But it's like, for example, there's a basketball player. His name's Noah Sengay. He plays for the Chicago Bulls. That's how I know who he is. But there was a preseason game or summer league game or something. He got dunked on and somebody took a picture of him getting dunked on and he had this like really bad face. Like he was making a really ugly face. And if you go into this guy's videos, this was a year ago, a year and a half ago when that happened. Every single video he posts is just, this is a year and a half ago. It's the same image over and over again. And it's like, how is it even funny? You've overused it. Like,
we've seen everything. And I don't understand how.
Who's this dude? Is pretty great.
So sorry. Now because you got caught trying to be a pedophile, bro.
It doesn't matter. Like, you can't show it without his permission. Like, if he's allowing it, but they should be taking it down. No, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing without a copyright takedown. I mean, if he gave you permission, but then again, is it just him? Be clear on it. I get it. I get it. This is disgusting shit. I do. But, these motherfuckers are flat out watching it and they're not getting any takedowns. It's not. I should have did that. I didn't think I can actually show footage. I watched the whole thing in live stream, and I did not even like include it in the video. Feel that you get taken down.
sure, jokes have a time and a place. But the point of me saying it is this, it's like, people don't even care if it's funny, people don't care. It's like, once again, it's just righteous indignation. It's always with everything. It's I am too afraid to like put myself out there on the internet or like pursue something in life. So I'm going to sit at my house and like it's like that chud image online that is everywhere. It's like, those are the people that are doing this type of stuff. And it's like Brooke Monk, if you don't know who that is. She's like a really, really famous TikTok personality. And she had this video with her boyfriend. She didn't have makeup on. And everyone was like saying how ugly she was. And like still to this day, her comments just get spammed with it. And it's like, dude, what are we doing? Like, what does our society come to? It's like we just joke about literally everything. And it's kind of just a way for like losers to cope. And it's the TikTok opinion, like no one even understands why they feel the way they do. And then what you do is you sort of bury the truth, or
you YouTubers, y'all motherfuckers need help. Y'all do. Y'all need help. Therapy. Better help.
You sort of like desensitize us to like all these like weird things that actually go on, because some of the trolls are for like stupid stuff, like with me on the internet, everyone's like larp larp larp. It's like, that's, you know, harmless. But if you go to a guy like EDP, who's like legitimately causing harm to other humans and should be in jail until the day that he dies, like all of a sudden we don't take it as seriously. And then you think it's not that, it's not that deep, and it's like, oh yeah, but like at the end of the day, people still know it's bad. Well, yeah, at the end of the day, people do still know it's bad. However, when the internet floods with these type of memes and you start to see certain narratives spread everywhere, people internalize it without even realizing it. It's subconscious. And so it's like 20 years down the line, where will we be as humans? Where will we be as a society? Where we joke about everything, we're super degenerate, we don't take anything seriously, it's just troll, desensitize us to everything. And it's like the coping mechanism became the downfall. It became poison. That's literally this entire situation summed up. I don't know, I feel like I've been rambling. I feel like I haven't even been making sense this video. I just kind of been saying random shit, but yeah,
you have. How many views have you got? More than you deserve. I questioned it unintentionally, because
need to stop platforming these evil people just for clicks. We need to actually think about, okay, when we act this way as a society, what deep down is that saying about us? Like, what is this exposing about our desires and everything? It's so messed up, dude. It's so messed up. Anyways,
that's about it.
If you haven't seen the documentary, I would just say watch someone's summary of it, watch like Moist Critical, or watch clips. I wouldn't actually watch the whole thing. It's like, once again, it's just, yeah, the documentary is not designed to make you think that EDP is in any way a good person. Like, yeah, it makes you think that he's a monster, but once again, it's kind of like 13 Reasons Why, if you guys remember when that dropped with Hannah Baker. And there was like a legitimate question about whether the show was showing how destructive someone taking their own life could be, or basically glamorizing it and almost romanticizing it. Like, in a way, that show got so popular that kids started getting the wrong impression from those things. So it's just really weird. Anyways, man, I'm praying for everyone. Thank you guys for watching.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life.
This guy is trying.
What is up, everybody? This is Alex from HETV, and today I'm talking about the Mike Klum documentary, The Sick Mind of EDP445. This is his second documentary uploaded to YouTube after The Dark Sad Life of Boogie 2988, and unlike the one on Boogie, where I actually know who Boogie is and have actually spoken to him before, I went into this knowing nothing about EDP445, probably for the better. And it's interesting to talk about because, I mean, everyone's watching it. It's hugely successful already, despite this idea that it's being repressed and YouTube is limiting its visibility and all this. And, you know, maybe it should. Like, I think there's something quite irresponsible about this video that is a different kettle of fish to the Boogie one. I'll start with some positives. The production value is extremely high for a drama slop video, essentially. This is easily as well made as the true crime bullshit on Netflix and a lot of sloppumentaries that are being made at the moment. And so what bugs me about this that didn't bug me about the Boogie one? Well, the Boogie stuff and the mistakes he's made sit in a different pocket to the EDP thing. I think we can agree on that. Lying about cancer and crypto rug pulls is one thing, but this is about being a child predator, essentially. And I don't think Mike Klum has the finesse to navigate this topic in a responsible way, or in a way that feels very productive and kind of is ironic with how it's using the subject matter to give it an air of importance in the same way that these predator catcher channels that have gotten exceedingly more popular in the past 5 years or so, which are using a dark, disgusting, serious issue to kind of posture that they're doing something about it because it gets everyone so upset and enraged, like rightfully. So what it means is that opportunists can jump in, and he's saying that he's, you know, giving all the proceeds of the documentary to a non-profit. And while that may be true, one, I don't really understand his funding model at all, how he's able to commit so much time. I don't know if he has like a job on the side or what he's doing. And also, I highly doubt this video is monetized. I don't know how that would be possible considering some of its contents. But let's not pretend that this isn't self-serving first and foremost at the top of the pyramid. Like, everyone knows it's Mike Klum. People talk about it using his name. It is ultimately, at the end of the day, getting attention to Mike Klum using something fucked up and evil to build up a brand, a name, even though the documentary on its face is making out and trying to show different sides of the kind of predator catching space and what is right or wrong with it. And while I can say this more for the Boogie one, where I was more like, this is cool that something of this kind of quality is being put on YouTube for everyone to watch for free. It's not behind a paywall of any kind. It does, unfortunately, give you the out of like, well, it's just a YouTube video. So when you're getting to irrelevant cameos from like Boogie, like why is Boogie in this outside of the fact that he was in the other documentary? Why is this asshole in there? And why are they making Chris Chan jokes in the content of the documentary? Tonally, that just doesn't make sense. How serious the subject matter is, it doesn't match like the Boogie one. It's fucked up. Like the impression I'm kind of getting from Mike Klum is that he's kind of buddy with a few different YouTubers. That is some of the connective tissue and explains some of the random appearances like Keemstar and Boogie towards the end. Like, is this a documentary or is this a YouTube video? You can't really be both. You can't claim to be one when you're actually the other. It's not on the same level, but it reminds me a little bit of when Shane Dawson was making those quote-unquote documentaries when they were just YouTube videos, which are basically just highly edited vlogs in the end. I don't know, I'd like to see some kind of follow-up.
I didn't have any time to go sit down in a classroom. Online was the only option I had.
Engineering technology at ECPI University.
I needed something that I could fit into my life. It was so much easier being able to do it.
Explaining the intent, how this was made and funded, what he thought he was achieving by including sections of EDP being like, yeah, God save me, man. It just feels like it's designed to be crude entertainment that you kind of point and laugh at, with the more YouTube video feeling of it being like just these random appearances, like Oompaville's in there, Moist Critical. It's very weird and really loses its shape towards the end. Like, what is the focus here? Do we need a whole segment on EDP sending Mike Klum shit pics? I don't know, the more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm talking about this, the more it's kind of pissing me off. And even though the production value is extremely high, it, like a lot of documentaries do, has reenactments and actors playing characters. A lot of them are children, and it's very weird and frankly unnecessary. Like, they have babies, they have kids. It's weird, man. And frankly, isn't confrontational enough and just seems to be acting like a platform to give him a voice. Like, was he paid for this? I really hope not. EDP, I mean. But also, it's like, why would you even agree to do this? Outside of him just being like a dumbass. I also found it quite ironic when Hansen showed up and he was like, oh, all these YouTubers, they're just doing it for attention and clicks. And it's like, what, so you're just doing it out of the goodness of your heart? Like, you weren't doing that for attention as well? because it was a hugely successful TV show and it's just more legitimate because it's on television. To illustrate what I mean and give a counterexample of a documentary that actually handles the subject matter, very similar subject matter, with the gravitas and tonal consistency that it deserves. The 2020 film Caught in the Net is how you do it. It doesn't have Chris Chan memes in it. It doesn't have fucking Keemstar showing up. There is something to be said about the exploitation online and how vulnerable it makes children. But this documentary does a shitty job at exploring it in a non-sensationalized or unchallenged kind of way. A lot of the runtime are testimonials from EDP talking about his relationships, or lack thereof, and how much of a porn addict he is. I get what it's nudging at, what it's trying to say, or what it's going for. But Mike Klum is not Louis Theroux. He is someone who has also acknowledged similar subject matter before, and kind of like Klum, going for more of a humanistic angle of trying to explain the history of these people, the hows and whys, and looking at them as individuals. But Louis understands how to navigate that kind of subject matter with as much grace as you can. And I know it's just going to get way more clicks when it has a subject like EDP at the forefront, but I think maybe if you just focused on the predator catchers themselves and how they fuck up investigations and are basically responsible for him never getting any criminal justice, which is part of the doc, but feels very odd juxtaposed against the sense of humor it has and these weird comedy bits with EDP with a notepad talking about why he loves Andrew Tate and this kind of thing. The through line is very messy and unfocused, and I just think he made a mistake with how he handled this subject matter. And basically no one who's featured in this winds up looking good at all, including...
It looks more like a drama series. This could have been broken down into a series, a Netflix series, not even a movie. This should have been this is like one of the first times I've ever said this. It should be a series, like at least a 3-parter. You know?
Mike Klum, everybody. And while I obviously think there's a great injustice to the abuse of children in this fucking awful world, I don't think vigilantes and Gideon, fucking Vitally, Skeeter Jean, Sneeko are the people we want being vigilantes who are, let's be honest, using this first and foremost for themselves. It's the perfect combination of a subject matter that gets massive engagement mixed with this like moral justification. Some of you might remember Mama Max, another YouTuber who claimed to be doing a similar thing.
I know none of these people, not a single one, not really. I just heard about these other guys. Julio, Jito, whatever the fucking name is, the so-called impersonator, Chris Hansen's impersonator, like he needs one.
Also end up being an opportunity.
I know an even better Chris Hansen impersonator. You ready for this? His name is Ben Shapiro. I shit you not, it sounds just like him.
Using the darkest of dark subject matter to encourage a fan base to feel like they're doing something or being productive, and just happening to have a hugely successful Patreon off the back of it, at the time anyway. It kind of has an open-ended ending, like he still could be charged, right? That's what would be right. And you have to ask yourself, is this documentary helping in any way? Is this not just sick Coliseum level entertainment at the expense of someone disgusting and evil? I don't know, this feels trend chasing.
Half of a year. They didn't specify exactly what month. They didn't specify what date, let alone month of 2012. 2027. 2027. They just said the January, August, this time? A year? Half a year? What?
It's a disappointing follow-up to the Boogie one, and I hope he picks a different subject, because even though he has therapists in there and professionals giving their testimonials, it's not enough. You can't just have the veneer of professionalism with the production value kind of giving you this impression that it is more, giving you this impression that it is more important and serious and legitimate than what its actual backbone is, which is effectively a drama slop video, of which there are already hundreds of, to do with EDP. So those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the documentary. Do you think it does a good job at shining a light on this subject matter? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you on the next vid. Bye!
It just seems like a way to get attention versus... Like, Chris Hansen actually sums it up. Even though his show was kind of seen in that light, but like, judged for... Is it... Chris Hansen, I'm not going to say. Really, if you watch
To
his
get
shows,
started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience or a degree.
He's not trying to really get attention. He's actually trying to get justice. But it's just how his team goes about it. The team of reporters with the decoys, with the cops. It's like, like, how do you determine the authenticity of a show like Cops? That's probably like the greatest example of a live series, but even that's dramatized.
This guy is trying to make himself the final boss of the entire internet.
Alright guys, I wasn't going to talk about the situation. A couple people in my Discord mentioned it to me, and then I saw Moist Critical do a video on it. EDP445, YouTuber, former YouTuber. Used to be quite popular, still is. His career kind of got exiled. He got removed off YouTube because of some, let's just say, Epstein-ish related activities. And now apparently there's a movie being made about him, a documentary in which he is taking part in, and based on some scenes that I've seen from this doc and the trailer that got released, I genuinely don't know what's going on with the world and how this is actually allowed to be made and why he would even take part in this, because it seems like this is the kind of thing that will get him arrested like pronto because of the things that he does and admits in this documentary, which makes me think, is this like some stage skit? I'm not someone who's into covering a lot of YouTube drama. I'm a cinema guy, but technically this is a movie, so it does pertain to me. And anytime YouTube drama circumvents to child exploitation related behaviors, Epstein level stuff, I feel like I have to say something. I was thinking of doing this on my second channel, where I talk about real crimes and stuff like that, but since this is being made into a documentary and it is being coined a cinematic experience, fuck it. Why don't
Keep in mind, I want to mention something about my life. I was a criminal justice major long before I became an IT major. I didn't need to put that in quotes, but basically what I'm saying is I studied criminal justice before I even changed my major when I started taking classes online at the University of Phoenix, online, remotely. I immediately found the major of information technology. They have criminal justice too, but I said, forget criminal justice, I'm just going to stick with IT. But yeah. Everybody all of a sudden is, how some people were saying with the Odyssey, now everybody's an expert on the Odyssey, thanks to this movie with Matt Damon. Fortune favors the bold. Now everybody's a fucking criminal justice expert because of this doc. Because of this doc, immediately this doc right here, man.
I get the most exposure on this as possible? For those of you who don't know, EDP was a YouTuber who being made into a documentary and it is being coined a cinematic experience. Fuck it. Why don't I get the most exposure on this as possible? For those of you who don't know, EDP was a YouTuber who I knew him from like Try Not to Laugh montages in which his rants about the Philadelphia Eagles team that he's obsessed with would come on that, and he's a very funny guy. He had a very funny, abrasive personality in which he would cuss a lot. But then there was a sting operation of some kind that happened with this child predator catching company. In 2021, EDP got baited into going out with a 13-year-old or talking to a 13-year-old and almost going out with her and almost doing things with her. And then this child predator, they basically pulled a Chris Hansen where they caught him, and then there was this 30-minute thing where they confronted him and he denied everything, and then I don't think he got arrested, which I will say a lot of these child PDF file catching companies that do this, I feel like they don't give a shit about the victims. They don't care about getting arrested. They care about clout more than anything, clicks and all that, and shock value. That's why I'm not a fan of them, despite me wanting child predators to be fucking dead, because no arrests happened after this. I don't think EDP445, he got banned, right? YouTube, TikTok, everything banned him, but he never got arrested for any of this, right? Companies like this spend so long on trying to get the content that they don't try to have the professional protocols to actually get arrests done and all that. So I'm always questionable and wary about them and how realistic they are, and if they're even real at all. To be honest, I feel like half of these could be staged at some point. Moist Critical released a video, and this is how I knew about this, that there's an actual documentary being made by the guy. I think that this guy has made documentaries on several people before, like Boogie2988 or whatever. He's making a documentary on the sick mind of EDP, and we're going to go through the trailer for that because it's dropping in about 11 days. I think the actual full documentary on YouTube, and then they're donating the proceeds and everything they make from the documentary to some charity that deals with sexual violence and child exploitation, stuff like that. So I mean, that's a good thing. But based on what I've seen from this documentary, it looks unhinged. I mean, we're talking about a guy had been talking to a girl for 2 months, 13-year-old, and was going out of his way to find her and do things with her, right? But then this documentary takes that and is now saying, oh, that's just the beginning of the rabbit hole. That's just the tip of this really dark, long, terrible Epstein-ish iceberg. Because EDP is admitting to shit. Who the hell keeps calling me, man? EDP is blatantly just admitting to shit. In this trailer, yeah, based on stuff that Moist Critical says, because Moist Critical, I think, is part of this documentary, like he's taken part and he's seen the full documentary, like it was shown to him and YouTubers who were involved. EDP is in a car with an interviewer of some sort, with the camera on. Literally in his car, looking at girls and kids coming out of a preschool or something, talking about them like, I don't know, some kind of violent incel would talk about OnlyFans girls. Like the way he's talking about these kids, it's like weird, it's creepy. And then he's admitting to shit that he's done, why he wants to do things with 13-year-olds, why he likes taking innocence from them. Like, what are we doing? Like this guy's literally out here for the documentary, for the purposes of the documentary cinematics, sitting on a chair with the perfect lighting while he's being interviewed, putting on an orange jumpsuit uniform behind bars, posing for the camera. And it makes me think, does EDP just want to go down as the most infamous PDF file on YouTube? Like, does he want his legacy to be something like no one can surpass? Is this what he's trying to do? EDP, you ain't the first, my bro. You ain't the first predator who's gone down with something like this. Take a look at what happened to Boogie2988. He had a whole documentary about his lifestyle and how crazy it is and all that. Now, it wasn't anything like this where it's like PDF file shit related, although Boogie has his fair share of controversies as well, with stuff with his girlfriend, with the faking cancer and all that. Now he's on Lolcow Live with Keemstar, right? His career is kind of just fallen off in that way. But EDP, this guy, and what's his real name? I think Bryant Emerson Moreland is his full name. He has a long name. Bryant is basically he wants to be infamous. I think Bryant is doing this for clout. I think he thinks he's going to have a career resurgence as a result of this documentary. I think he wants this documentary to go viral, for people to look at him the same way.
He's doing it for views and likes, like any YouTube. Same as.
And by the way, he does have sympathizers. I've seen people in this documentary defend him, saying I think he's innocent. And we're going to get to it when we see a look at the trailer and some glimpses at this. He's literally I believe he's using this, and this is why I don't know how this documentary is being done. He's not suing anyone who's in charge of making this. He's contributing to it and telling them his crimes and telling them what he thinks about 13-year-old people.
Before Married America, Amy was struggling financially as a single parent. She worked as a truck operator and, like 53 million other Americans, felt stuck in low-wage work.
It's absolutely insane. He's putting all of his cards, all of his dirty laundry out on the table, trying to tell us, yeah, this is what I've done, bruh. What are you going to do about it? I guarantee you that's what he wants. But in my opinion, this is going to cause an investigation into him and probably some arrests based on the shit I'm seeing in this. Let's get to this, man. So this is a documentary called The Sick Mind of EDP445. Official documentary coming out in 11 days. Okay, so we see shots, yeah? EDP is this. In the light. He's doing these he's literally allowing them to do cinematics on him for a documentary. He literally wants his life to become a movie. He wants clout. And by the way, I actually can it doesn't surprise me, because if your career's gone down the shitter, if YouTube's gone, TikTok's gone, your entire I don't know what his money-making situation is now. If you need a resurgence and you need like an audience, a new audience of weirdos, this is the way to get it. There's probably a lot of PDF files who probably will like this, or pedophile sympathizers. I know there's a lot of them. I've seen a lot of them start defending Epstein and various traffickers now and all this stuff. Maybe he'll get that kind of clout. I don't know. Michael Klum presents. You see shots? Look at them. He's allowing them to do drone shots on him while he's walking, as if he wants like aura farming shots. I'm telling you, EDP's mind is so warped. He thinks this is gonna make him not only infamous, which it probably will for the wrong kinds of people. It'll give him the clout he needs to start making money again. Moist Critical in this too. I don't know what Moist Critical's role in this is exactly. I don't know if he had a relationship or some connection to EDP or witnessed something. But Moist Critical's in this. We see again shots of EDP just walking. Like, why? Gideon in here too. See, we have a bunch of YouTubers interviewing, telling the audience what they know about EDP. I guarantee you they've all had run-ins with this guy. On the internet's most notorious villain. I don't know, I feel like I haven't heard from EDP for a while. But regardless, new evidence emerges about things he does from himself. He's giving you the evidence. He's like, yeah, I'm a diddler. Do something about it. This is... Do you remember Kevin Spacey, after he got charged with the shit he did? He's released a video saying, I'm coming for everyone. Like some weird-ass, almost kind of a Morse code threat type of video. This is EDP's version of that times 10. Then we see one guy defending him, okay? Saying, I never believed the allegations. I think EDP's innocent. I feel like EDP has literally admitted that he did talk to...
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. That's Clinton.
That 13-year-old, and was going out of his way to do things with her. And I think he's admitting to more evidence in this. How can you say he's innocent? Then we have one girl, yeah, who says that EDP was sending her... When she was a child, I think, he was sending her videos. He did talk to that 13-year-old and was going out of his way to do things with her. And I think he's admitting to more evidence in this. How can you say he's innocent? Then we have one girl, yeah, who says that EDP was sending her... When she was a child, I think, he was sending her videos of him doing things with himself. The kind of things I would be doing to a picture of Ana de Armas, for example. He was taking a video of that and sending it to her, I think, when she was a child. I'm assuming is the implication here. Otherwise, I don't know why this would be in the documentary, right? Like, this is insane. And EDP's contributing to it. He's like...
What did he say?
Things I would be doing to a picture of Ana de Armas, for example. He was...
Look how fast he says it. Watch. It's gonna go back to it.
Child, I think. He was sending her videos of him doing things with himself.
So pretty. Choking the chicken.
Self. The kind of things I would be doing to a picture of Ana de Armas, for example. He was...
He said it so fast. This guy's comedic. He's funny.
Taking a video of that and sending it to her, I think, when she was a child. I'm assuming is the implication here. Otherwise, I don't know why this would be in the documentary, right? Like, this is insane. And EDP's contributing to it. He's like, yeah, I did. Do something about it. He's literally daring us to do something about it. I think EDP wants to get shot on site or something. Either he wants a career resurgence somehow from this, or a big fan base that's going to send him letters, because there's a bunch of PDF file sympathizers in the world, like I said, sending him letters in prison, or he wants to get killed by someone really badly. He just wants everything he just wants to be gone from this world, but he doesn't want to do it himself. Those are the conclusions I can think of why EDP would be involved. This is a clout chasing mission for something, yeah? Watch him risk it all.
Has to be.
And by risk it all, it means risking prison. Like a potential multiple decade sentence with the type of shit he's saying. A lawyer said, there's a lawyer in this, and this is why I'm like, bro, is this staged? A lawyer is in this documentary saying, if I have one piece of legal advice to give you, EDP, stop doing this documentary. You're admitting way too much shit to the authorities. You're making it really hard for me as a lawyer to defend you, man. Really, really hard. Then we have EDP talking. Alright? So, they're setting this up as a sick mind, yeah? EDP... I can't take this dude serious, I'm sorry. This guy's such a fucking weirdo. So, the interviewer asks him, why did you want to do things with a 13 rule? Or why did you do that? And he's like, I mean, it's pretty obvious why I'd want to do things with a 12 or 13-year-old. It's pretty obvious why anyone would. That's what he's saying.
Okay, great. Wait, were you even listening? You haven't taken a single note this entire meeting?
I'm actually listening better than I ever have. Let me.
This reminds me of some discourse with a lot of certain influencers out there. I'm not going to name any names, but you know the ones that advocate for the age of consent being lowered and going after young girls in high school and all this. This reminds me of that, but like even worse. You won't believe the type of shit EDP is about to tell you he's done in this documentary. Remember, it's not just evidence from victims that you're getting this. EDP himself is sitting on a chair with lighting on him saying, I did that shit. Do something about it. Do something about it. He's like Dustin Poirier in the airport. It's gonna be bad, man. That's what he's doing. I don't even know what he's saying. So
look, this man is practically on his deathbed. Even if he went to prison, he died. Like he went to prison. Maybe after, but what I'm talking about, his health alone makes him eligible for prison. They put him in a mental psych ward, at least. They wouldn't put him in prison. They put him in a psychiatric facility. They put him in a hospital, a mental hospital. Come on. His health condition, he can't go to prison. He can't. It would kill him. He says so himself. He has to go to dialysis, how many times a week? For 1 hour? For 4 hours every week? That's 4 times a month. 16 hours. They would put him in prison. They put him in psych ward. He could survive. His heart would give out. He's on dialysis for a reason. He fucking knows why. Look, the shit, the stage is rigged. It's like you said with sports. Like, it's rigged, man. It's on stage. It's manipulated. None of this shit's real. No pun intended on the cell phone images you got. The little shite. Get the audio, please. Can we not move? I don't know what's going on. It's done. It's done. You have got to be kidding me. Video. That's not on a video. Let me double check. You've got to be kidding me.
Okay.
Some discourse with a lot of certain influencers out there. I'm not going to name any names, but you know the ones that advocate for the age of consent being lowered and going after young girls in high school and all this. This reminds me of that, but like even worse. You won't believe the type of shit EDP is about to tell you he's done in this documentary. Remember, it's not just evidence from victims that you're getting this. EDP himself is sitting on a chair with lighting on him saying, "I did that shit. Do something about it. Do something about it." He's like Dustin Poirier in the airport. It's gonna be bad, man. That's what he's doing. I don't even know what he's saying. So EDP is the kind of guy who has fought back against these allegations, yeah. But then he'll admit to them casually in another breath. He will apologize to everyone and say I was wrong. But then he'll say, "It's all attack against me." He literally says, "Yeah, all you F slurs." Okay, I'm not gonna say it. He says, "All you maggots." who are trying to bring me down, you're never gonna bring me down because he's still here. He's literally using this documentary as a way to tell you, I'm releasing everything. Nothing's gonna happen. Do something about it. So either he's challenging everyone, or he's just I'm telling you, bro, this is a clout money making mission for him. I wonder if he got paid to be a part of this documentary. You know what I'm saying? Then we see cinematic scenes of him burning pictures. This is so dramatized, man. All this, like, this is literally. I feel like this must be a skit. Half of this. Why would EDP do this? All you F-slurs ain't gonna do anything about it. He says everyone wants to bang a 13-year-old or something like that in this trailer too. It's absolutely insane, the shit I'm hearing from this documentary. YouTube premiere August 9th, 7 p.m. EST. You know, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna make a video. I might go on stream and just live react to this. I hope to God the creator of this doesn't do copyright claims. Fuck, man, I hate YouTube's copyright thing. This is why I don't include footage in my videos, because I'm always afraid people get checkmated by the copyright system and get their videos taken down so much. People ask me, why don't I ever react to actual footage instead of having still pictures? Because YouTube is very selective and then randomly arbitrary about how they block certain videos for copyright that are
and there were several that I've included in this playlist. They're already reacting to it. Look, I had them at the bottom. Look, this is the actual documentary. Up here, it is. Look, this is a full-on reacting to the title. They didn't even get the title. Reacting. That's a full-on documentary. And this is a full-on documentary. I'm gonna open just two to just kind of demonstrate here. This is my review, by the way. And also, I'm gonna open this one too.
Yes? Correct. Okay. So you initiated the conversation with a 13-year-old knowing she was 13, yes or no? Right. Okay.
But the main thing I feel like I regret that day is I didn't bring my Glock off the counter and I didn't shoot those motherfuckers, you know what I mean?
Nigga, you can't be trying to act all hard now because you got caught trying to be a pedophile, bro. And they made you cry. And you didn't get your fist bumped. Like, bro. You are in a you losing this situation, bro. Like, nigga, you cried and now you're trying to act hard, bro. Like you were actively caught trying to fucking fuck a child, bro. Like, what?
He's right in the front. He admitted to wanting to have with her, to eat all this crap.
In my mind, as I'm walking out, just get.
That's one of them. Let's go forward.
Suppose, and murdering them with a guy in a cupcake outfit. There's no serious attitude here. It's a clown show.
Yeah.
And it resulted in nothing.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I think there possibly maybe could have been different results in this case. If
I mean, look at this thumbnail, Skate. Look at this thumbnail, bro.
This dude is showing himself while reacting to it. This is the entire documentary, by the way.
My fucking nuts before I piss on your face on some R. Kelly shit, okay? Hassan Pike.
This is some Matt Walsh level shit. This dude, Mike Plum, had to be inspired by Matt Walsh. That's what kind of shit this is. This is a Matt Walsh level event, meaning Matt Walsh should have done this, but instead it's Mike Plum. Anyway, I've included a link to that video in the description, as I will all of these, so they can't. First of all, you can't copyright claim me because you're showing the actual video, the actual movie, the actual movie. Where is it again? This shit right here, nigga. You actually showing it in your video. You can't say shit to me about a copyright violation. I don't give a damn if your video or not, because I'm gonna copyright your ass. I'm gonna report to YouTube. If you try to fuck with me, I will report to YouTube that you're showing it. I don't care if they take it down or not. You're showing it.
So, I'm saying that eagle hit.
It's fucked up, man.
Shut your fat ass up, nigga. The world is fucked up, right? Yeah, the world.
You text the
Not you. Not the individual that wanted to meet minors multiple times. No, but the world is fucked up, right?
There won't be a next time.
There won't be a next time?
There won't be a next time.
There won't be a next time. He got caught multiple times after this.
That's hard for me to believe. I think
My name is Kayla Hoskins, and in June 2023, I received an Instagram DM from EDP445, otherwise known as Bryant.
Nobody said, okay, thank God they put her age on there, because I was about to say, nobody saying anything about this girl. Bro, for all we know, she a minor. Yo, what the fuck, man? Yo, why did y'all... Yo, niggas told me to continue. Why did y'all tell me to continue?
You know what I mean?
So you got him yakking here with this little backdrop. You know, nice place, by the way. All those posters. See, I wanted to hang in my posters too, but as you can clearly see, I don't have any posters. I got posters, but I don't have the ones I want. Anyway, back on top point. You can clearly see that he sees me yakking.
Come on, man. Laugh. Yo, bro, DSG, that ass, man.
Give him fart bubbles.
Oh my God, bro! This thing.
I guess. Well, they call it.
And GTA.
It's just like,
oh my
if you
God,
hold up the kid's stomach, and if you like that,
he didn't even include a link to the video. The other guy did, but I'm just gonna let me get this. Add this to something that I. Anyway, so.
Anyways, they made an entire documentary on EDP445, a prolific pedophile. Let's talk about it.
For everybody watching this documentary, I want you guys to take away and come away with, I am not what the fuck they say that I am.
Okay. So,
God.
Still applying for jobs without tech skills? Let's fix that. Learn Python, SQL, Power BI, and more on DataCamp.
I have close to 4 million subscribers.
Oh my.
For the most part, yep. People have a tendency of doing this, I feel like, because they enjoy the innocence and having control.
How is he saying this out loud, and how is he not behind bars?
And how are they able to show it without a copyright?
my lines, I suppose, and murdering them with a guy in a cupcake outfit. There's no serious attitude here. It's a clown show. And it resulted in nothing.
I think there possibly maybe could have been different results in this case if...
Mouth. What a sick fucking bastard to try...
Some weird shit.
That is all. And you got another one here, Jody's Corner, but I'm not going to really include that. You get my point that they're able to show this. And the reason why they are able to show this is because the documentary, the official full documentary is on YouTube. I'm going to include a link to it in the description so you can watch it yourself. I'm not going to bother having even pieces of it in my little live stream here, because what I'm saying is I have on in my live section of my channel my reacting to the full official documentary, but of course I'm not really deliberately showing the actual footage of the documentary. I'm not showing it. I mean, I did more or less some intentionally, but most of it, pretty much all of it, unintentionally show it. For the one little bits and pieces I did show it, but I don't feel bad now because I see that people are full on not only showing it, but they're showing their reactions. Typically they would not. They would just showcase this whole thing in the corner, kind of like my thing in the corner that you're seeing, where my face is. It's typical live streams. It would be blown up to the point where when you hit F.
Oh well, fuck it.
You see all of this in the background, and you see them watching it, paying attention to it, but they're not showing it through whatever broadcasting service they use. I use OBS Studio, but whatever they're using to live stream on Rumble or TikTok, or not TikTok, Rumble or YouTube. They're not showing the footage. They're only showing the reaction to the footage. And you don't really see any of the footage that they're watching, but you see just them reacting. A lot of these people, they're struggling financially, so they're doing it for money. It's the opposite with video games. When you see people do Let's Plays, they, of course, can show the video game. because video games allow versus actual, because, you know, gamers don't, I mean, video game publishers don't actively try to initiate takedowns for copyright violations simply because people, they like people showing let's plays because that helps promote their video games, that helps increase the sales thereof. So without further ado, I'm just going to get out of this. I've included links to all these videos, every single one of these videos that I'm broadcasting on my live video. I'm including links, actual universe resource locators, URLs, just to protect myself against copyright violations, so my account is not taken down. Yeah, and I've got to remember to give me 1 second. Control Shift T. When that file on that.
This is how fucked up these people's brains are, bro.
Okay, yeah. So, okay. Link to documentary. I included this a bit, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of this. So we can get back to Zafty, GT Zafty. Boy Zafty.
Abiding by the rules too. That's, and by the way, yeah, you see it right here, yeah? Dark Sad Life of Boogie by Mike Chum. Boogie did the same thing because he wanted clout, he wanted money. Did it resurge his career? I don't know. I think it probably helped with donations and some, you know, to his cause because he was going broke, right? He had a bit of career resurgence, and then he managed to cultivate it and take the downfall of his career and turn it into a new opportunity with Keemstar on Lolcow Live years later. I feel like this dude is trying to do the same thing. EDP is trying to do something very similar. He's trying to create a career off this, off of literally admitting that he's a child predator.
And with YouTube content creators becoming full-blown, full-on directors, think of Kane Parsons and, you know, Cory Barker. Why the fuck not? Why, when you see people like Matt Walsh do his, and Matt Walsh should have released both of his documentaries, What is a Woman and Am I Racist? He should have just released them on YouTube. But he wanted people to subscribe to Daily Wire Plus, and that's his employer, so therefore he has to kind of believe, you know, they have to put it on there, because also YouTube would during the whole woke period of the 2020s thing, or 2023 especially, 2022, 2023 especially, YouTube would have taken it down before Trump became president because of the type of sensitive material that is involved in the documentary. That is, What is a Woman alone, and of course, Am I Racist? You know, so they didn't want YouTube to even take it down and demonetize it, take it down, whatever. To prevent all that, they released it on their Daily Wire Plus subscription.
This is what society's come to. I'm telling you, bro. Society you can do anything for clout these days, and something will still happen for you. This is the mindset that people have now. This is what society's cultivated. The fact that you can use content, all right, money making, all this stuff, an audience, you can build that off of saying the craziest whack job shit. Guys like EDP have seen guys get successful off that formula, and now are like, let me use my crimes to do this. Let me admit to everyone that I'm a PDF file and explain and justify why. And maybe I'll have some sympathizers agreeing with me. And there's so many PDF files out there that are going to sympathize and donate to this dude's fucking GoFundMe. How much you want to bet some shit like that's about to happen? They're going to fund his entire legal process for him. Every lawyer that he has. $500,000 I got to pay to defend myself in court? Cool. GoFundMe. Let's get all the Epstein supporters out here. Because there's a lot of them. It's insane, guys. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I had to cover this because when it comes to like child crimes and all this stuff, and we got a weirdo like this who's trying to make use of all this, and look, I am in many ways, because I'm making a video on this, contributing to this clout generation for him, right? But if he gets arrested, what, I don't know what the fuck the plan was, bro. What, you just want to get letters in prison for the rest of your life from like weirdo PDF files who you don't even like? Like, come on now. Insane shit that's going down. Insane. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded...
This is the Google AI Professional Certificate.
Start here to gain the skills for a new way of working.
Maybe you've asked AI to help write an email or to summarize a long document.
A nice time saver. But what if that small win was just the warm-up?
Discover what's possible when it stops just being a tool you use
and starts being a professional collaborator.
Google experts will guide you at every step
and teach
Look
you
at this.
the AI
they literally
skills
put
that
him
employers are
in a
looking
room.
for.
Enroll today.
Start learning on the go today with Coursera Plus. Unlock unlimited access to over 10,000 courses and certificates from experts like Google, Meta, and more. Get started with a 7-day free trial. Subscribe today.
What the heck is this? I watched the EDP445 documentary that just got released, I think, last night. This is the worst thing I think I've ever seen in my life. It's the worst and funniest documentary I've ever seen. This is a humiliation ritual. I genuinely don't know why EDP as a man would ever do this and admit to the things he did. Like, there's a lawyer in this who tells him, stop this, like, don't do this, bruv. Chris Hansen literally comes through and has a conversation with him, and EDP's just admitting, casually admitting to people would off themselves before admitting the stuff that EDP does. This is the Avengers Doomsday of internet PDF file stuff. That's what this is like. They are editing him like he's Victor Von Doom. He's aura farming being a PDF file. EDP is sitting in front of a camera saying nonchalantly, yeah, I did that shit. And you know, I know what he's trying to do. He thinks that by being so nonchalant and open about him being a PDF file, that people will respect him for it. And there are idiots on the internet who will literally have that train of thought because the internet's filled with like fucking stupid dweebs just like this dude. But my god, some of the stuff this guy says, and I made notes here. Listen, I'm doing a spoiler review for this movie tomorrow.
You can.
Some of you might think, Zappy, I don't think this thing needs more than 2 videos max. No, this does. It's on YouTube right now. You can watch it. When you watch this, you'll know what I mean. Go back and watch this, and then watch this video, and then my video tomorrow. He aura farms being a PDF file, and it's some of the wildest shit you ever heard in your life. This is a look into an incel, a dude who fundamentally hates women, to the point where he's like, I just need little girls. Fuck women, I need little girls badly right now. A dude who's attempted to have relations with little girls on multiple occasions. A dude who has a hit list of creators that he hates and wants dead. And then a dude who also has a my boys list of dudes he worship. And the guys he worships are exactly the people you would expect a guy like this to worship, by the way. I'm just going to say that. I'm giving you a spoiler review tomorrow. So first of all, we start out with, this is like told in chapters. We start up with EDP's origin story, how he became the way he is. They do a whole villain origin story. Then we get into the first case in which he tried to do things with a 13-year-old. So a girl messaged him. There was a sting operation that got botched by the people. A lot of these predator catching, stings and these content creators who do this got exposed in this documentary for being fucking clowns. A lot of them are not professional at all. They're just clout chasers, to be honest. And that's very much the case. I've always thought this. Then the next case was him trying to do things with a 15-year-old because a 13-year-old wasn't enough. He was there for seconds. He's like, okay, I almost got caught the first time. I'm gonna go a bit older. I can't do 13 again. Let's do 15. We're still under the age limit, you know. Like I'm a pseudo PDF-phile. I'm gonna get close to the brink of 18, but I'm never gonna cross that because I still want to stay under. So he tries to do things, and this is where the interesting stuff of the documentary actually takes place, because the girl who he was messaging back and forth with, who works for Gideon, the YouTube creator, you know him, she actually speaks out about a lot of things that went wrong with that, and how Gideon forced her to talk to a PDF file, and she accused Gideon of a bunch of things, including being an Illuminati plant, by the way. This documentary goes crazy, okay? And then she talks about the stuff that EDP would start sending her. EDP doesn't give a fuck. EDP is a guy who's fundamentally lonely.
Yeah, basically he pretended just to act like, you know, he cared about her, and maybe he did, but, you know, like, are you okay? But he wanted her to do this because he wanted clout. It was a clout chaser. So who's really the monster? Like, I was asking myself during this documentary, who's the monster? Obviously we see him, but there are multiple monsters in this entire document, including the clout chasers. That is, Predator Pro Tools, not Chris Hansen. He's not included in this list of monsters. Predator Pro Tools, not even the first guy, Rodriguez, but like you know, Jittle and what is his name, Jillian. Yeah, they're all clout chasers. They're monsters because they don't care about the victim's well-being. They just care about, you know, views and likes and being popular. Then they are.
Who doesn't get girls, okay? Doesn't get box, right? I don't think he has had a proper relationship prior to one that I'm gonna get to in tomorrow's video, especially. So because he's lonely and is a pea addict, like a corn addict, he's like, I need little girls. Like, they're the only ones who will actually go for me. Because they're stupid and they can be manipulated and they're dumb and they're underdeveloped. So like, their brain is underdeveloped. So like, I'm gonna go for them. And he very much talks about the difference between an underage girl and 18 and how it's not that big a deal, and the difference isn't enough for all this overreaction. There are people, that I've heard online and actually in real life actually make the same arguments as Boogie, and I'm always like, someone actually came up to me and was like, well, you know, bro, it's all a social structure, 18 and all. I'm like, I can't have this conversation. I'm not going anywhere near this conversation. I'm walking away now. I refuse to take part in this. There are people like this that exist all over the place, and EDP even calls that out, and that's one thing he's not wrong about. There's many people like EDP, and that's a scary situation we live in, okay? Chris Hansen, like I said, has a dialogue scene with EDP in which he asks EDP blatantly, like, you did this, this is like bad, right? You belong in jail. And EDP is like, yeah, I fucked her. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, EDP, it's like Chris Hansen's very used to getting his way because a lot of the PDF files he confronts start panicking and start bullshitting and acting like they're not doing it, and he's very easy for him to go after them. But with EDP, it's so blatant and brazen about what he's doing. Chris Hansen has no words. Chris Hansen's like, bro, I've never dealt with someone like this. Like, this guy's the Thanos of PDF files. He's the final boss. If PDF file catching was a game, he's the final boss, literally. I have to ask, okay? This is a question that needs to be posed. How was this documentary made? Because EDP is in the documentary doing things like putting himself in an orange jumpsuit behind bars, sitting down. Literally, there's production value behind this with him actually wearing different costumes. Why would you make this? I actually thought, could this be like one big I'm going out with a bang suicide attempt? EDP references the fact that he's a big fan of villains. He thinks they're way more interesting than heroes. And he was a big Triple H fan because he loved the heel, he loved the villain, and he really wants to be that. And now his life has come full circle, and all this bullshit narrative that they're trying to spin in this documentary. Anyways, is this him just clout chasing, trying to be the villain, so everyone will talk about him because he'll be interesting? His life will be relevant. He might get some girls if people see him as a villain. There maybe is some crazy chick out there who probably like. In fact, he does have a girlfriend in this, by the way. Believe it or not, he does have a girlfriend in this.
So now I referenced to Matt Walsh, both of his documentaries. Now I don't care about what is a woman. We already know that. But certain things like am I racist?
Turn pressure into performance. Share files and get actionable insights.
Of course I laughed. With that documentary. Who wouldn't? But that Matt Walsh is not even trying to solve anything regarding race or racism, for that matter. He's not trying to. He's overfarming. He's overfarming. He is clout chasing. He's trying to get views and likes. He's trying to get more popular than he is. He's trying to do it for cinematic value. He wants people to go see his movie in theaters so that he gets paid for it. And it's not just him, it's everybody involved. The entire, maybe not the entire, but Daily Wire team, even Jeremy Boy, the guy who fired Brett Cooper last year. Why is Brett Cooper not acting in any movies? Like what happened to her Snow White little short film or whatever? It's not really Snow White, but it's got Snow White vibes because they were mocking the upcoming Snow White with Rachel Zegler. Yeah. It's just like Matt Walsh, man. It's clout chasing, it's oil farming, it's trying to get views, likes, and subscribers. It's not really trying to solve any problem, remotely speaking. Same thing with what is a woman? You're not trying to solve the gender problem. There's only two genders, two sexes problem. I mean, Donald Trump went to make it official. There are only two genders, two sexes. He wrote that into law, whatever, or he signed for it, the law that was written. But no, Matt Walsh wasn't trying to solve that. He was just trying to point out a problem, and because he knows that people agreed and people wanted to watch it. It's like football, man. It's a sporting event. It's entertainment only. That's meant for oil farming and clout chasing. So.
To get to it tomorrow, but it's the funniest. The things that happen, the way this documentary is edited is wild too. The things that happen that are stated between him and his girlfriend, and what happens after, the aftermath of that relationship. I have never laughed harder in like watching a documentary. I don't think I've ever. This documentary left me like weeping in laughter. There's a scene where Boogie29988, the guy, the fat dude who faked cancer, right, and is on Lolcow Live now with Keemstar, completely train wreck of a person, right? He comes on, he makes a cameo with a bunch of others. Everyone's in this, by the way. Every creator you know, every big one. They all make a cameo. He makes a cameo stating that he doesn't understand why Boogie would do this. Sorry, why EDP would make this documentary. He literally states, I think EDP has a mental instability. He's mentally That's the only justification this guy could have for making this documentary. He has to be mentally make something like this and allow this documentary to be made and take part in it. There are scenes, right, where he's in a room with a little girl. They put a little girl in a room with him, with the parents standing. Wild that they would even do that. There are scenes where this guy's driving with and I think this is kind of irresponsible, the documentary, to do this at times. I know they're saying, oh, the proceeds of this will go to a charity to make the fact that this is fucked up feel better. There are scenes, where this guy, the documentary crew has a camera on this guy while he's driving. EDP's driving. And EDP's just looking at kids and teenagers coming out of a high school talking about, yo, man, look at these guys. These girls know what they're doing, you know? He's talking about them like an incel would about OnlyFans stars. Like, he's talking about, like, girls on the street and boys on the street. And the documentary crew should, like, just stop. You can't. You're literally allowing this guy to drive to places with, like, teenagers walking and talking. Like, it just seems a bit weird. And then there's a large implication that EDP is like homophobic, closeted homosexual. The way he mentions often in this documentary how homosexuality is really, really bad, and he admits to something he did that honestly throws all of his arguments away, by the way. And obviously for him and guys like him, being gay is worse than diddying kids. That's literally the takeaway you get from this documentary. Like, he literally would rather flex dating kids, openly dating kids, than ever admitting that he's gay. And there's a lot of people like him, by the way, who have that same mindset. I'm just gonna say that right now. And you can see, bro, his heroes, the people he looks up to. I'm gonna get. There's so much I have to say about the spoiler video. Tomorrow is gonna be. I'm gonna have so much fun because this is the funniest. This is the most entertaining document. I completely forgot this documentary came out yesterday. Yeah. I was busy. I was out all night, and then I came back and I saw a comment saying, "Are you going to touch on the EDP thing?" I'm like, "I already did. I already touched on the trailer. I'll do it when the doc comes out." And then I was like, "Oh shit, what day is it? I thought this would come out the 11th. It came out the 9th." I think they released it early, and I think YouTube is actually suppressing the video because they age restricted it. And I watched it, and I've never had more fun watching a documentary in my life. And I don't want to. I know it sounds like I'm making light of a very dark situation because there's a lot of dark subject matter here. Yeah.
Brunch tomorrow?
Pass.
Farmer's market?
Nope.
2-minute warning.
Birdwatch.
Absolutely not.
This is for everything.
Plans for
Sunday on the line here, Joe.
Oh, Ticketmaster. Show me some tickets.
50-yard line.
Yes. He caught a great audible there, Joe.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to pretend like I'm gonna laugh at someone like that. You know, but that's not what I was laughing at. I was laughing at the way EDP is speaking, the way the documentary is edited, Boogie's cameo. What Boogie says, and this is the funniest thing you'll ever hear any person say in anything ever. It's I don't know what to say. This is the funniest humiliation ritual of a movie I've ever seen. I'm making a spoiler review on this tomorrow. Everybody needs to see this, not because, oh, let's give views to a clout-chasing predator catching program. No, I need you guys to understand the mindset of people like this because there's actually a lot of them that are on the internet that have audiences that are influencing, especially a lot of young men, because this literally gives you a look into how inceldom, is that how you say it? Inceldom is started and how it festers into shit that's worse, like addiction to pee and then trying to do shit with minors. This is a more common occurrence than you think. So, and there are psychologists that they bring on that reference this type of stuff. So there's a literal PDF file that they bring on saying, yeah, EDP's wild. You know, Jeffrey Epstein, dude, guys. If Jeffrey Epstein was alive, he'd be impressed by how much EDP is admitting. In fact, maybe Jeffrey Epstein is alive. There's that conspiracy. He's alive watching this shit, eating nachos on an island somewhere. He's like, bro. He's clapping. He's like, EDP, you're my hero, bro. Even I wouldn't do this. Make a documentary admitting to the shit I did. But we did it over emails and shit, you know? We didn't want to get caught. You are literally just straight up, you don't give a fuck. You are a legend, my friend. That's what Jeffrey Epstein's saying. Guys, stay tuned for my video. My spoiler video on this where I go through the entire documentary. It's the most insane shit I've ever seen. I can't believe this hasn't been completely removed off YouTube. Some of the shit that goes down in this. Those are my thoughts on that, guys. Watch this shit. It's hilarious. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood.
I think I can do it.
But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the...
Look at this. They literally put him in a room with a little girl and film it for the documentary, y'all. What is this? Guys, I watched the Sick Mind of EDP445, the official documentary. This is my spoiler video review / reaction. The stuff that this dude admits to in this video, in this documentary, is insane. I have to get to all of it. This is Avengers Doomsday, a PDF file stuff on the internet. Yeah. Chris Chan and a bunch of other people are clocking in, trying to tell you this guy's a bad guy. Okay? The amount of characters you see on this Avengers Doomsday poster, there's more cameos than that in the actual EDP documentary. Funniest documentary ever made. I'm not trying to make light of the situation, because there is dark subject matter. I laughed my ass off every 20 seconds. This is broken up into multiple chapters. First is his origin story. Alright? Origin of the world-renowned child predator, EDP, okay? Then it's his relations with certain girls, and the aftermath of that. And his current life, his current love life, his current living situation and all that. We're going to get to everything, okay? Let's get to his origin story. He started out as a normal kid, raised by his parents. This guy had a propensity, a love for villains. Triple H was his icon when he used to watch wrestling, all right? Triple H was everything for this guy. He always liked villains more than heroes, and you already know this is going to come about full circle by the end of this documentary. He had a heartbreak with a girl. A girl played him, cheated, played him, something like that, in high school. And that gave him the realization, woman ain't shit. Little girls are where it's at. Because of what happened to him, he spent a lot of time very lonely. Right? He's a big dude, wasn't exactly the best looking, didn't have a personality that girls were into, I guess. So he spent a lot of his time just being addicted to pee, to corn, lonely. At this point, EDP was so desperate he could take anything he could get. Enter the 13-year-old saga. A 13-year-old messaged him, I believe. Someone messaged him, I think, all right, on Instagram. He responded. They had a back and forth for a while. I think she got into contact with predator poachers, Alex Rosen specifically, and they were like, okay, we're gonna use this for a sting operation. So basically, EDP really wanted to tap this girl. They lured him into this place, trying to get him to meet the girl and solicit some activity with her. So they catch him, and it's that infamous video where Alex Rosen and his team are waiting. They berate him. EDP's like, I was just here to get a fucking cupcake and leave, man. And they go crazy on him. And he leaves. He walks away. His life is over. He starts crying, right? But he got away with it. Nothing came of this. There was no law enforcement investigation, any of that. Why? Because, like most of these predator catching content creators, they all botch these investigations because I don't think they actually give a fuck about justice. They care about clout, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Not trying to defame anyone. They fucked it up. How? Well, when I initially saw that they botched it, what I thought happened was EDP actually blocks this girl twice, then unblocks her and says, oh, I don't know if I can do this. He starts having cold feet. He's like, I don't want to do this. I might get in trouble. We shouldn't do this. And the girl, according to the documentary, coaxes him. They had the girl on the other end coax him into coming, saying, no, please. I thought because of that the investigation couldn't get started because of them coaxing him into coming, and he didn't actually do anything physically with the girl because they stopped them at that point. So because of that, I was like, okay, that's how they botched it up. But no, apparently, because she sent the first message and the adult has to be the one to initiate, the investigation was fucked from the get-go. According to Chris Hansen, who completely roasts all these predator catchers to smithereens, by the way.
Hey, does.
That's why EDP was able to get away with it, and there was no investigation. Then EDP decided to try his luck again. He's like, okay, the 13-year-old didn't work out. I got caught. I'm gonna go for an older girl. She's still gonna be underage because 18 and up, the woman ain't shit, you know? I'm going for a little girl, but it'll be a bit older. So he tried his luck again. I think he might have messaged this time, or maybe... Yes, he messaged the girl, and the girl went to her Discord where Gideon was. A couple of people were in contact with Gideon, and some other skeet guy who's a big predator catcher on YouTube, or one of the biggest. So Gideon got involved, and they were like, okay, we're going to do a sting. So we're going to have this girl, we're actually going to tell her what to say and have her continuously talk to this guy so that we can get him to meet up with her. The problem was he didn't meet up with her. They never got that opportunity. And I think it would have been too dangerous to do that anyway, so they decided to confront him outside of his clinic that he goes to for some health procedures. By the way, I'm going to say this right now. This is another thing. I've always found Gideon's predator catching thing a little bit sus at times because it does give me clout chasing vibes. I know there might be Gideon fans who disagree. That's just my... I think that about a lot of these things. Like, for me, I would just kill these people and document it for views. But anyways, that's just me, you know. I'm someone who makes like lore videos about catching predators, so I might not be any better, you know, but still. She calls Gideon a scam artist, says he's an
What did he say?
Reviews. But anyways, that's just me. Like, for me, I would just kill these people and document it for views. But anyways, that's just me, you know. I'm someone who makes like lore videos about catching predators, so I might not be any better, you know, but still. She calls Gideon a scam artist, says he's an Illuminati plant. Gideon is friends with multiple PDF files. She made a lot of claims about Gideon, and she claims that Gideon used her and forced her to continuously talk to a PDF file when she wasn't comfortable, and Gideon obviously completely says no to these claims, so there's some drama there. But regardless, Gideon and his boy confront EDP. Gideon's wearing a cupcake costume. Again, this just indicates to me that you're not serious. And again, they knew nothing was going to come of this. This was just content. No police investigation is going to be started because you confronted them outside a clinic. ADP tells them to fuck off and leaves. Nothing happens. Because what the hell was the point of this? This wasn't even a sting. You just confronted him. You guys are idiots, right? Like, Chris Hansen comes out and says, these are clowns. Like, they're nowhere near as professional as I was. They're doing this for clicks and views. They're stupid. Now, Gideon and his boy do come back at Chris Hansen saying, if you weren't getting paid and seeing the viewership, would you have continuously done what you done catching those predators? Right? So there's controversy with To Catch a Predator. So there are like arguments to be made on both sides, but I can agree that some of these are clown shows. A lot of these predator catching, half of this is just for views, you know? Chris Hansen has a sit down with EDP, yeah? Chris Hansen doesn't even know what to say at one point. Chris Hansen's like, you technically belong in jail, right? The stuff you did, you're a PDF file. And EDP was like, I don't know what you want me to say. I fucked that little girl. I wanted to fuck that little girl. I wanted to fuck the PDF. Yeah, I admit it. Chris Hansen's never dealt with something like this because Chris Hansen's used to PDF files like panicking and lying. EDP's abruptly upfront about what he is. EDP's dying, by the way. He's eating himself to death, and then he has to undergo dialysis 4 hours twice a week. If he misses one, he's going to die the next week, apparently, according to him. So that's an interesting look into his health. He started psychotherapy in 2023 because he's like, maybe someone who like finds minors attractive, maybe that's a problem. I need to get some help. So he did, but as of this documentary 3 years later, he's no longer in therapy. He left. Maybe he's back to his old ways. Who knows? Now, his best friend did come in to defend him, saying, listen, EDP was set up. He was set up. Now, he didn't answer why EDP would knowingly talk to a 13-year-old. That's a bit fucked up. But he did say EDP's been set up. He let his little girl in the same room as EDP. Now, I get it. You're a friend. Let's say you were best friends with the guy, and you found out he was doing stuff with a 13-year-old, or at least messaging her. Yeah, that's your best friend you've known for a while. Childhood friends, right? That's a complicated situation right there. Would you let your daughter like near him in the same house alone? Because that's what he says he would do. And even though this is they literally there was parental supervision for the scene, this is wild. The fact that they filmed this. There are also pictures of EDP holding like girls with like the black bar above their eyes, and I'm like, what's the context of this? Because it makes them look really bad. I think this might be just a normal picture from way back, but like, this documentary goes out of his way to fuck it. This is a humiliation ritual. And then we get to his hit list, his special list of people he hates that he wants dead, that he would shoot on site. By the way, EDP's made a lot of references to killing people. He's made a reference to the fact that he dreams about killing people, brutally murdering them, especially girls. He makes a reference to the fact that when he saw Gideon and his boys confront him at the clinic, he literally fantasized and thought, I'm gonna go to that girl's house, the address she gave me, and blow her brains out. Sorry. This is not to be joked about. I shouldn't joke about this. This is
Wait, this is gold.
There's a lot you can do with image generation in Ace Browser. Want to help us test it out?
No.
Anyways.
He wants to laugh again.
So he made a special list. Let's see his hit list, yeah? Moist Critical. Moist Critical is in this documentary as well. Sorry, someone's doing work downstairs on the door. I told them to fuck off, but they keep
Look what he put on the board, bro.
doing it. Keemstar. Keemstar's got some skeletons in the closet. You know, he's got some drama going on. He literally owns a drama company. Mudahar.
How about that?
Hassan Piker. He gets a lot of hate. Asmund Gold.
Yeah.
Aiden Ross. A lot of these guys are fucking sus and have a lot of bad shit going on, right? A lot of them are not good people. I don't necessarily disagree with EDP for hating them, but he hates on them because they all went alpha and exposed him for being a PDF file. Let's just be clear about that. Destiny. Ethan Klein. And then he's like, these are the bitch ass women of YouTube, the women who are ruining men's lives. Pokimane, Sniper. Now, I've heard of these girls. I've never watched their content because I have better things to do with my life, but like I know about controversy about like certain female streamers and like webcam girls who are like kind of using young men and their money and stuff. You know, like, you know, the streamers who take advantage of young men and all that. you could really apply that logic to any streamer, but I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding these girls and certain weird things they do. But EDP just hates them because they're like hot chicks on the internet.
So are they pedophiles? Are they PDF files?
Like that's his he does hate women. That's made abundantly clear throughout this. And they make it clear in the documentary his hate for women increases every day. Because he's not getting any, his hatred just mounts up. Like every day he's like, oh my god, these bitches all need to kill. I want to kill so many of them because they won't fuck me because I'm a PDF file man. And He makes abundantly clear in this multiple times in this documentary, he's not gay. Being gay is the worst thing ever to him. It's worse than DDing kids. It's worse than being a PDF file, being gay to him. Which, to be clear, there's a lot of people who think like this. A lot of people who agree with him. There's a lot of people who would admit to dating up a child than admitting to be gay. And I do think, based on those things that he admits to in this, that he's deeply closeted. He literally says, they ask him point blank, have you ever had a gay, like, encounter? And he said, I did, like, shove a mop, like, handle first up my ass, like, one time earlier in my life. To each is their own. You take what you want from that. You decide whether or not what you think about that. But he talks about hating gays a lot in this. Like, a lot. Despite working 90 hours a week, EDP is broke. I don't know if this video is going to get monetized, guys, to be honest, at this rate. He's broke. Let's look at his finances. His net worth. Assets, $7,500. Debt, $25,000. He's got negative net value. And he's working his ass off, and he's got negative net value. This is like the worst thing I've ever seen. Bro, this is one of the worst existences of all time. I actually start feeling bad for this guy at one point. Not because I have like empathy for PDF. I'm not talking about that. I mean, like, this is a pathetic thing to watch. Like, I feel bad. I just feel icky watching how pathetic this existence is. Like, why do you live? Why are you living? Like, you know, it's that type of thing. He did get on the dating apps at one point. He was getting matches. Now, he did mention, I'm purposely going for 2s and 3s because I know that the hot ones won't want me, and I can't go for young ones, so I'm gonna go for 40-year-olds. You know, maybe not a single mother because I can't deal with kids, but I'm gonna go for 30, 40-year-olds. You know, he's going with the ones that he think will have the best chance of matching with him. And then we see his certified real ends list, the real bros. It's exactly who you would expect, by the way. Let's get into this. Some people watching this video might be fans of some of these people. I don't mean to, you know, be offensive, but I might just offend you with the stuff I'm about to say. So he's a fan of Andrew Tate, someone who just got arrested and is shitting himself currently in a jail for like his nth like transporting, I'm not going to say the actual word because I'll get demonetized, but transporting charge. He got caught with indecent images of children. He also got exposed for messaging like 15-year-olds, him and his brother. I think that's actually confirmed. And he self-snitched on like tax fraud and like abuse and some shit like that. By the way, this construction happened, my bad. So that's Andrew Tate. And then you got Tristan Tate, his brother, who was like complicit, I guess. Donald Trump, who's all over the Epstein files, has multiple allegations. They're all allegations, though, right? Being friends with Epstein doesn't mean you were a terrible person, and the fact that you're enriching yourself by billions off the backs of like working Americans probably isn't a big deal either. You got Joe Rogan, who is like literally using his podcast now to like run cover for all the Epstein elites that decide to go on this podcast and build a new fan base. Fresh and Fit, who, in EDP's own words, I love them because they shit on women. I'm pretty sure one of these guys got a prostitute like pregnant, even though they both say you shouldn't pay for box. We already covered Tristan Tate. They're in the same category. Ben Shapiro, I was actually surprised to see Ben Shapiro because Ben Shapiro is a pathetic warmonger, to be clear, but I didn't expect EDP to like him and Sneeko in the same, you know, like these are two different categories of people. But he really likes Ben Shapiro. He's like, oh, young men's lives will be changed if they listen to Ben Shapiro. Sorry, this construction. Sneeko, I wonder what's going through Sneeko's mind, man. With all the shit that's going on in his life right now, all of his friends turning against him. I wonder what Sneeko's thinking. Like, EDP just endorsed me, man. Fuck. Pearl Davis, who's basically the red pill pick-me, who shits on women too. That's why EDP likes her. EDP is a straight up incel. Like that's he's admitting to you why he likes them, because he thinks all of them, most of these people have something against women or have some ideology that he agrees with. A lot of these people either like shit on women or have like charges with like abuse or PDF file stuff or something like that. It's just odd that a PDF file would really like these people, right? There's no connection there at all. I know I just pissed off a bunch of fans. Go fuck yourself if I did. And then we have EDP and his girlfriend.
Not me.
That's his girlfriend, okay? So he found love. And you know what? When you watch it, you're like, aw. You know, the way they edit it with the music and all that, you're like, wow, even a PDF file weirdo was able to find love. EDP has a girlfriend and I don't.
She's fucking... I was done.
I was
officially out. I was done. I can't.
I have a master's in mental health counseling, but I just didn't feel like I was going anywhere. I felt very stuck. I came across the Google
love, and you find a good looking white woman at that. A black woman, but a white woman. Let's process that for a second. A white woman, vanilla. The sprinkles and fucking whipped cream. He fucked up. I'm sorry. And then he went with the.
That's not good. Anyways, he has a girlfriend. Now, there is a problem with this, okay? She completely defends him, says he's not a pedophile. I know my boyfriend. And, you know, they're there for each other. She's emotionally supportive. Now, unfortunately for EDP, he's missing out on the one thing he's always wanted. And when I saw this sentence on the screen, shit you know, I burst out loud. I literally woke. Micro was in deep sleep. I make Micro sleep downstairs on the couch because I don't want his presence upstairs. Downstairs, okay? I woke him up with how hard I laughed when I saw this. Marissa refuses to have sex
I would beat him over his fat head with this titanium base. This motherfucker's hard.
Yeah, you can see it on his face, bro. This guy is tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. Like, that's the one thing he actually wants. He doesn't give a fuck about anything else. And that's the one thing he's not getting. So he watches pee. All the time he watches pee. This is the worst existence ever. I can't tell you how bad this shit is. Again, he goes off about, oh, gays are bad, Grindr's bad, I hate this way. He brings this up a lot. I'm just gonna say that. He brings this up a lot. He has posters of Elon Musk, Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson in his room. I wonder what Jordan Peterson thinks, you know? I don't know what's even happened to Jordan Peterson. Is he still having medical issues or whatever? I wonder what Jordan Peterson's thinking. He's like, fuck, man, I used to be a prophet, and now EDP looks up to me. Fuck. EDP broke up with his girlfriend because he found her fucking annoying. EDP just like, I'm done with this bitch. Like, she's not even giving me anything I want, and she's just emotionally, like, she's just annoying. Fuck off. So he broke up with her, and now he's got an AI girlfriend. Everything that could go wrong in a man's life, everything, is happening to EDP. Has an AI.
Take a note, man. This is what not to do. I'm telling you.
A girlfriend. And to top it all off, the creator of this documentary, EDP, ritually sends him pictures of his feces. Every single day. Every morning he wakes up to a new picture from EDP. I guess this is a deal they had. EDP's like, if I'm doing this, you have to stay in contact with me afterwards for emotional support and financial support. I'm going to be sending you like pictures of my feces, by the way, bro. That's like a fetish for EDP. Literally.
That man sent him. This dude's gonna interview him. Look at this expression. He wakes up brushing his teeth. He gets a full-on pic of shit. This is shit. A big pile of shit.
They had a couple scientists come in and explain EDP psychology. They had an actual pedophile come in and explain, like, maybe this documentary can help people like me because EDP is absolutely fucking unhinged. A literal pedophile is saying this. And then I saw this stat. Every 74 seconds, someone in the US is essayed. What the fuck, man? Humanity needs to go. I'm sorry, bro. We're God's favorite creations. That's what we're supposed to believe, and this is a real stat. Every 9 minutes that someone is a child. Ultron was right. When Ultron and Apocalypse looked on the internet and just saw what was happening, they were right. They were right to want us dead. God should just kill us with a meteor at this point. Then we have every cameo. Okay, Adam22, the cuck of the internet, saying, I will let the world sleep with my wife, but EDP, he's the one guy I would never let. EDP is not allowed. That's how bad down EDP is, by the way. Boogie2988. This is the funniest part of the entire documentary. The guy who faked cancer comes on and says, I think he was trying to hypothesize, why would this guy make this documentary? Why would EDP do this? He's like, I think EDP is mentally unbalanced. He is mentally Boogie2988 is coming out saying that you're mentally you fucked up. Chris Chan is coming out saying something's wrong with you. EDP's the villain. He got what he wanted. He got a movie made about him being a villain. While filming this documentary, the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl. That's the one W that EDP could take away in life. His team made it. And it ends with saying EDP could still be charged until 2027 if he lives that long, because it is made clear he's slowly killing himself with what he eats, and combined with his dialysis issues, right? So it's look at these comments. This is my Avengers Endgame. Not even gonna lie, bro. Avengers Endgame. Editing him like he's Victor Von Doom. Are we gonna talk about the fact that EDP currently watching the premiere with us? True. It's just insane, guys. One of the craziest, most batshit documentaries I've ever seen in my life. Bye.
Come home to the protection and peace of mind of AAA Smart Home Security. Expert installation, advanced reliable security solutions.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, does EDP have... Does he have his own channel? You know that motherfucker's gonna say some shit. Okay. Cold waving Wentz. Notorious. Notorious. Not famous, infamous. There's a difference. You're basically known for bad. No pun intended. Of course it's intended, duh. No shit. Sorry. I can give a relationship the fuck up. Like, what are we doing at this point? Literally, what are we doing? I thought the reviews for Supergirl were bad. I thought the reviews for Odyssey was bad. I literally thought that, and YouTube just gets even worse. What am I looking for? No, because I'm not doing that. What's this called? EDP. Multiple places. I don't know. Stop waiting this dude back. Really homeless. I should have done the VT. Is he still making money off his views? Or is YouTube still paying him? That's what I want to know, is if YouTube is still paying him. I mean, this is what he was showing. Wow, this was archived. Watch this.
I am so sick and fucking tired of this joke, junk, piece of shit, trash motherfucking console known as the motherfucking Xbox One. This fucking console is fucking weak as fuck, dude. I'm on the X.
He's the motherfucking O triple O double G. Yo! I'm sorry. He's the motherfucking O double G. That's that. Anyway.
Okay, so he was already a bad dude, right? But you would just think that people would learn from their mistakes, not once, but twice. You know, if you know his story, then I don't really have to explain myself too much, but too bad I do, because there, for some reason, is still people on the internet that has absolutely no idea who EDP445 is. So
Well, they don't
just a
care.
quick breakdown if you don't know who he is. He was once a YouTuber with multi-million subscribers, and he ended up getting caught up because he wanted to go get and eat a cupcake with little girls. A documentary came out about his life and all that, and a little bit too much that I've seen, and the people that were in that stream seen with the naked eye. Just to throw something out there that I seen from the video, he was sitting on the same mattress with a child that had bust stains on it. It was a mattress that was just laying on the ground. Okay, I don't know if you guys want to go see the documentary, it's on YouTube. It's like an hour and a half. Just type in EDP445 documentary. It should be the first thing that pops up. But dog, that was by far the craziest shit that I've ever reacted to on a stream ever. And I've been streaming for 4 years. Ever. We've seen way too much. And the thing is, it's not even the fact. There's more shit that's on the same level as Well, nah, there's nothing really as worse as that. Well, he went to go meet up with a 13-year-old, but there's just other shit that he did that's like almost there. Like this dude said that he went into a Walgreens and stole a magazine and went into not the guys but the girls' restroom to whack his shit. And then this nigga said that he's not a because he don't like certain ages of minors, only these minors. He was like, I don't like 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, but if you're 16 and 17 and you whip your mouth out, best believe I'm fapping. What?
I thought about it, but guess what? It's closed because I need the hours.
Oh my, like, and he was just so incredibly like passionate, like he really wanted us to know that shit. He was so like, I don't know. He was diagnosed with cancer. It was stage something cancer. I don't know, but they said he had like 5 more years to live, and that was 4 years ago. They said in the documentary, like, I mean, I don't know if he's thinking like, fuck it, man, I'm just gonna release how I feel internally out publicly, just out of nowhere, because I feel like I'm gonna die soon. Maybe that's his mindset. I have no idea, but I'm trying to figure out what the fuck he thought he was doing making this documentary, bro. Like, he's really just saying fuck it. Dude, the way that he would like reminisce about how he was talking to these minors. Like, he would, like, look up into the sky and, like, smile about it. Like, and then he said, bro, and then he got a girlfriend. I predicted that they were going to break up in the middle of the damn stream. 2 seconds later, he said he don't like the bitch no more and that she's so annoying. They broke up. And then it said he had a new girlfriend. Come to find out, he got an AI girlfriend. Now, hear me out. That's to be expected for somebody of that mass. But he tells the AI to pretend that she's 16 or 17 years old. First of all, I want to know what AI that is that allows that type of shit. And then he sent his poop. You listening?
It's bad enough for me.
That nigga sent his poop to the nigga.
I mean,
that nigga sent his shit to the nigga that made the documentary, my nigga.
But even that is still...
So not only does he send his poop to minors that he wants to talk to, but he also sends his poop to anybody that he knows. So if you were to become his, God forbid, become his best friend,
try to make something that's so dumb.
Yeah, he's gonna send you a poop pic. And then he tried to use the excuse. Okay, this is the thing with people that be getting caught up or whatever. They always use this excuse. Well, I never usually got girls or anything, so I mean, I just thought, why not? You know, nobody else wants me. That's not the right choice. He tried to use that excuse, and I'm just like, nigga, it's not just. There's a reason. It's not just because life hates you. Like, dude, you're sending your poop to people. And then it's just like, dude, you can just tell that he doesn't really take care of himself all like that, because they zoomed in on his bed sheets and it was dried up bust on his bed sheets. I did not think that you could dig yourself deeper into a rabbit hole than that would happen in 2021 with him until I watched that documentary. And then here's this one moment in my stream where it was a clip. And there was a couple people in the comments talking about, well, he isn't wrong. Check their hard drives, first of all. But EDP was like, well, what's so special about 18? You know, she was just, you know, a bitch would be 17 and then she turns 18 in 5 seconds. She's still the same stupid bitch as she was 5 seconds ago. If that was the case, he's talking about 18 being a legal adult or whatever. Like, if that was the case, then you could say the same thing for 17. You could say the same thing for 16, 15, 14, so on and so forth.
My thing is, I think the limit and the age should be 21 for everything. 21 for because the thing about 18 is primarily, at least in my perspective, it's the age you can legally buy cigarettes. Because cigarettes became a thing because think about it. Teenagers rebelling against adults. They want to look older, right? That's why you have a lot of 14-year-olds, even 12-year-olds smoking a cigarette because they want to look older. That's part of the rebellious phase. They see 20 or 30-year-old adults with shades on and motorcycles leaning in doing this, looking cool as fuck. They want to do that. They want to imitate that. So the police and society as a whole, and legislatures, they were like, okay, let's make it to where the buying cigarettes is 18 years old. That way, some of these fuckers that want to imitate these motherfuckers can do that when they get 18. They want to blow their lungs out, fine. They got to be 18. Start that habit. From a legal standpoint, that means you cannot go to a store. First of all, you need a driver's license or an ID that says your age. You cannot go to a store and be 17, you have to be 18 if you want to purchase cigarettes. And of course, you have to have money. My point being, we also got a distinctive age for alcohol, buying exceptional alcohol, 21. Every time you go to a bar or a restaurant that has a bar and they serve alcohol, the bartender has to check your driver's license or any official picture documentation has to have a picture on it. And it says your age. It reflects the fact that you have to be 21 at least. My thing is just make it 21. Just make it 21 for both. Because it would discourage so much in regards to cigarette sales and bring down cigarette sales significantly. But it would discourage a lot of smokers because people will like, I have to wait until I'm 21 for that. I'm just not gonna smoke. Yeah. Okay. And also though, you're gonna really get into a habit if you get smoking, drink. I guess they want to get people in the habit of smoking before they start getting in the habit of drinking. I don't know. But yeah, that 18 is kind of, because it has the key boot organ. It's called teen. I really should have got breakfast at that Hotwheels place.
You know, like we gotta pick a number here. I think that's what the law is. Like if anything, it should go up to like 20 something. You know, like if you want to be technical, I don't even think teen should be a legal adult. I don't even think that, like, if any 19 shouldn't be, like, anything with teen in it shouldn't be a legal adult. But I mean,
I just said,
you know what I'm saying? But
21.
He talking about what's so special about 18,
21.
and then gives that logic. That's not good logic. You're not. Well, she's still the same person she was 5 seconds ago. So wait, no, but you still have to wait. Well, why? It's the law. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Also, you got to think about time zone differences. Like, yeah, she's 18 now, but what time zone? Yeah, your time zone or hers?
Follow me on Kick and join the Discord, bro. Links in the description.
No.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So the EDP documentary just dropped, and I'm not going to hold you. Should you watch this? I'm not going to tell you no. And I'm not going to dive too much into the backstory of EDP. If you have followed internet culture, you have a pretty good idea of who this is and what led to his downfall. But I want to talk a little bit about just the documentary as a whole. Now, it's already on IMDb. So this is crazy. And it's sitting at, right now, a 7.9 out of 10 rating. Now, as far as the documentary, it's actually shot really good. It looks like a Netflix documentary. And there's a whole
I'm sorry, I'm not lost the bullshit.
Casting of people in this documentary. I'm gonna get serious, but the amount of people that are in this that kind of span across internet culture it's insane. You have Chris Hansen, you have Skeeter Jean, you have Gideon, you have Boogie 9928. Like, there's a whole gang of people. And the funniest thing about this documentary is that nobody in this documentary, none of them like each other. So that's probably one thing I want to point out. Now, as far as the things that he's talking about and he's doing, I'm actually going to say that's what kind of holds it back from being a 10, because there's no character development. Obviously, he's been doing some heinous things, and he doesn't look like he's kind of
of understood the consequences of his actions, if that makes sense. But there's a lot going on in here, and this is probably going to be the hottest thing on the internet because this dropped on Sunday. Today is Monday, so you're going to see video after video after video of this on your timeline. And I'm for one, like I was speechless. I like once it ended, like I really didn't have anything to say. Like as far as I just sat through like. I don't know. It wasn't like a horror film. Sometimes you might think it's like a comedy or something like that. It's insane. But should you watch this, I'm gonna have to tell you, yeah, you need to check this out. But I want to talk about what the broader issue of all this is that, and the main thing is that when it comes to something like this, like you obviously see kind of where the scope of the internet has gone, and it's basically all about attention. And at this point in time and in this day and age, it's controversial people that get the attention. Controversial people, they create curiosity. Those are the people that are going to get the clicks for anything that's going on in the media. Those people that get those clicks, they're gonna, it's one is going to target the algorithm. Two is going to get people talking about it. We're going to discuss, we're going to react. The whole entire subject is going to stay alive. And this is going to be a core point in internet in YouTube memory. Believe it or not, history was made with this documentary. And the fact that there's going to be new drama that's being manufactured from this too, if you actually watch this. Now, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, I just got back to YouTube. So there's a lot of things that I have to catch up on. I've been working 10-hour, sometimes 14, 15-hour days, and been getting everything in the back end of my life together. And so when you're a creator, you have to also immerse yourself inside the culture too, if that makes sense. So for someone like me, I have to watch like what's going on, like what's trending, what new ways you can learn how to create or be relevant or things like that. And I'm a relatively small channel, but the fact that there's so much going on and so much that's being created in all of this, you can inevitably see where the direction of just the internet as a whole is going. When it comes to content creation, like you obviously you have to be good. You always had to be good, but you have to be interesting as well. That's the thing that kind of separates people. But the thing is now is that controversy is interesting. It obviously shows that you could disappear from the mainstream and still remain relevant because the internet never forgets. Now, we as the audience, there might be some people that kind of complain about this a little bit, but you can see it from any streamer. What's kind of getting the most clicks, anything is controversy, the debates, battles, stuff like that, like something that can't be manufactured and that's just kind of blowing everyone's mind. And we kind of complain about it probably, but we watch it. We watch it. And it's interesting as this is what the evolution of YouTube has become. So like at first, YouTube started with people just uploading random videos, right? But now almost anything become a documentary, a reaction, a deep dive, or a commentary piece. Like we've been desensitized to everything that's been going on. And this might have been shocking like probably a few years ago, but honestly, this is going to be something else that's just kind of popping in everyone's recommended feed. And maybe that's like the weirdest part of all of this is that it's not that someone made an EDP documentary, but it's probably that we live in a world now where that millions of people can collectively decide that someone's controversy is worth sitting almost 2 hours through. That's my take on all of this. So should you watch it? Yes, you will be disturbed. If you will. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Have you checked this out? Do you even know who this is? If you don't, then that actually might be a good thing. But other than that, if you like the video, like it, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all on the next one. Hope you have a good day.
What advice?
All right, I'm not gonna show that last bit. Now, I may cover this some more later on, but I'm getting hella tired and I've already got to go I've already got to go do something, so I don't know if I'll have the energy to do it, but hopefully I will, so